Good afternoon. We welcome you here to Rushmore at the Thunderdome. Apologize for technical difficulties. If you can hang with us, we will try and get things going here in just a little bit. But right now, things are not going as planned. So stay with us. We're going to hear if you're on YouTube, stay with us. We're going to try and get things going. We may not have any commercial breaks. We'll tell you about our sponsors, but we may not have any commercial breaks. So just stay with us here for a little bit. We're going to have to put everything on mute to try and get all the technical difficulties ironed out. But then we will get our broadcast underway. We're about 10 minutes away from broadcast. All right, as we, again, are experiencing some technical difficulties, appreciate you hanging in. We're getting close to puck drop here between the Oahe Capitals and the Rushmore Thunder here in the pregame show, but we'll have the Weather All Coaches interview here in just a moment. We're trying to get all the details all ironed out, all the technical difficulties underway. We are live here on YouTube. For those that might be trying to find us on Capital City Rock, if you're maybe those that are still the traditional way of wanting to listen to the game on the radio, please bear with us for just a little bit and maybe tell them that we might have it on here in just a moment because unfortunately all the internets and everything else, we're able to get things going on the iPad to get all things underway to kind of give you a background on everything that's happening. The iPad seems to be okay. Everything else does not seem to be working for us. So we're going to try and keep that moving. Well, because we are starting to run a little low on time here, we're going to go with our Weather All Coaches interview. Talk with Coach Steve Steele as you're listening to Hawaii Capitals hockey here on Capital City Rock and on YouTube at you're on YouTube at Capital City Rock Sports. Welcome back to the pregame show here on Capital City Rock and on YouTube at Capital City Rock Sports. Joining me is Coach Steve Steele for the Weather All Coaches interview. And Coach, only game of the weekend, but this is a big game against a Rushmore team that is always good. This is probably out of the 5 games you played so far, I don't want to say it's going to be the toughest one, but out of the historically all teams, this will be the toughest one. But how's that feeling going in tonight?
I mean, you said it right. I mean, this should be a very competitive game. They're always a very ruthless team. They've got a lot of speed. Their forecheck is really, really tough to deal with. So, I mean, this should be a really tough game for us.
Both teams are undefeated right now, but they've played a couple more games than you have, although, again, this is their only game of the weekend as well. But what have you seen from them through the first 6 games?
A lot of similar stuff that they've had before. They're very aggressive forecheck. They don't give you a lot of time. They get on you as quick as they can. And offensively, I mean, they cycle pretty well and they get a lot of shots. They've got some really good talent if you leave them alone. And in the defensive zone, they do a really good job protecting their net. So, the best place to score is transition usually, and the biggest place you have to prevent them from scoring is also on transition.
And one guy that might help out, Kieran Duffy in net, not because he's going to stop pucks, which he should, but because he likes to play the puck, and that will limit what they can do trying to dump the puck in.
Yeah, Rushmore's forecheck, they utilize the dump and chase, and they are really good about locating the dumps where they want them to be. And, so Kieran's ability to play the puck should hopefully play dividends for us today.
Special teams, again, they draw a lot of penalties, but they take a lot of penalties as well. Special teams could be more so than 5-on-5 today in terms of how long special teams are out there. How important is it today?
It's going to be huge. That could be the difference in the game is who's got the stronger special teams. I think both teams last weekend when they played Sioux Falls, I think they both had 8+ power plays both days. So if you're looking at that many special teams opportunities, both offensively and defensively, it's going to come down to who can cash in the most.
And now, obviously, if you guys are in the penalty kill a lot too, and what we've seen the last couple of weeks, and you talked about before the season got underway, is that you're able to utilize not the same guys on both power play and penalty kill. How important is that in a game that potentially could be like that today?
Well, it's huge in the sense that you keep everybody else a little bit more rested. If you're pretty much riding your same guys the whole game, when you get into those higher stress situations like the penalty kill and stuff, they can run out of gas a little quicker. So, having more guys to fill some of those different roles is going to be big for us.
What's it going to take to knock off Rushmore today?
I think we got to win the special teams battle, and if that's we got to score on the power play. Confident we'll get a few of those today, and we've got to either not go on the penalty kill or kill them off. I think special teams will make or break the game.
Coach, I appreciate the time. Good luck today.
Thanks, John.
Back with more of the pregame show next year on Capital City Rock and on YouTube at Capital City Rock Sports. Well, we're right back to it here at the Thunderdome. No need for any kind of commercial breaks. I appreciate Coach Steve Steele, the Weather All Coaches interview, and appreciate all our sponsors that is helping support Hawaii Capitals hockey. Fortunately, we won't hear their commercials today over YouTube and on Capital City Rock, but we will. We'll tell you about all our sponsors. We'll make sure that they are mentioned, and we'll pop up their logos as we go along here this evening. As we welcome you into the Thunderdome here, and that is a very accurate name for all the chaos that's taking place before we even got the game started. It is Cancer Night here at the Thunderdome, and a great cause, and it was a lot of fun to see. They had a nice ceremony before we got things underway. Very fun to see all of that take place beforehand, and all those, and everybody's been affected by cancer one way, shape, or another, and it's fun to see both teams. They're going to battle here in just a little bit, but it is fun to see them be able to have a ceremony, to be able to have the ceremonial puck drop as well, a couple of them, and it's good to see the sportsmanship being shown, and knowing that it's bigger. Something with cancer is much, much bigger than the game of hockey, and always will be bigger than the game of hockey. And it's nice to see those being able to skate in honor in memory of those that have either battled cancer and has won, or have been able to have battled cancer and won, or those that are in memory of unfortunately lost the battle to cancer, but their memory lives on here, and especially being able to skate in their honor and memory is something huge, and one that, again, is just above the game itself, and always will be. The Rushmore Thunder are 6-0 on the season. They have won all 6 games, and the Hawaii Capitals, they've won all 4 games so far. So these teams, one team will not have 2 points. I guess technically there could be 2 teams that don't get 2 points here today. If there is no winner, we have a tie after the overtime period. But one of these 2 teams for sure will not be undefeated any longer, and will not have gotten 2 points in every single game. The Hawaii Capitals looking to go to 5-0, and Rushmore will be out with several of their players. Hunter Walla and Parker Brandon, along with Duncan Chisholm, will not be dressed. They are out for the game, and the Thunder now will go with still 3 lines, which is, again, what Rushmore has been able to do the last couple of years, has had some really good lines and some really good depth. The Hawaii Capitals will be able to match that with their depth, as they'll be wearing the pink jerseys tonight, and will be the Hawaii Capitals. Rushmore will be wearing their purple jerseys for their Cancer Night. The Caps got the win on Sunday against the Huron All-Stars. They won Friday, Saturday, and Sunday last week. And Friday in overtime against Aberdeen, they won 6-3 then to Watertown on Saturday, and then rolled to a win on Sunday against the Huron All-Stars, as they're about to take the ice here in just a little bit. The Hawaii Capitals will be looking to go 5-0. They'll have Karen Duffy in net tonight. We talked about that here in the Weather All Coaches interview. Looks like maybe Tanner Kopech will be the starting goalie for the Rushmore Thunder. Could be Michael Hobby as well. But Tanner Kopech so far on the season, 2 wins, 1.47 goals against average, and a .915 save percentage. Kieran Duffy, as he will be in net. He's got a shutout, 2 wins, a shutout, and a 1.5 goals against average. Hobby is leading the team out onto the ice, and so he will be the starting goalie here for the Rushmore Thunder, as both teams are making their way here out on the ice. So as we are getting set here for puck drop between the Hawaii Capitals and the Rushmore Thunder, John Winkler here on this Sunday evening, and glad you're with us. I guess it's not technically evening yet. It's only 3:48, so we're getting close here to Sunday evening. 2:48 here in the Rushmore Thunderdome. Carter Sanderson, Ashton Grease, and Jaron Beck. That top line has been very, very good all season, as they have scored the majority of the goals so far. But for the Caps, as they will make their way out, and we are just about set here for puck drop between the Hawaii Capitals and the Rushmore Thunder. Gotta change that here real quick. We want Capital City Rock on there. We love KCCR as well, but we got Capital City Rock here this evening. Glad you're with us back to at the station. Jacob Mayer's back at the station. We appreciate the work that, he may not do a whole lot of work today, but he has done his fair share of trying to make sure that we can get on the air, and he is making sure that we are on the air here this evening, as the Caps have, not the Caps, but just in general, we've had a bit of technical problems getting ourselves on the air and ready to go. But we're going to be set. We appreciate Jason Byrne of Sun Masters. He is going to be running the camera again for us here this evening, and you're going to be tired of my voice by the time we're done with this game. I'm going to be tired of my voice by the time we're done with this game, but we're excited for this one. It's always a fun place to play, but it's always a tough place to play. The Hawaii Capitals and the Rushmore Thunder, the Caps have struggled to win games here. They're 1-5 in their last 6 years coming here in Rushmore. We'll send things down for the introduction of the starting lineups.
Rushmore Thunder are 6-0, so we've got a game ahead of us today. Let's start with the Oahe Capitals. Here their lineup. Starting on defense, number 4, Ian Howard. Starting forward, number 64, Jaron Beck. Starting forward, number 9, Carter Sanderson. Starting forward, number 30, Ashton Grease. Starting defense, number 73, Jaden Ford. And in the net for the Oahe Capitals, number 37, Kieran Duffy. And now your Rushmore Thunder. Starting winger, number 3, Caleb Zuko. At center, number 5, Dawson Word. On defense, number 11, Tyson Dunbar. Starting winger, number 19, AJ Petrado. On defense, number 20, William Simmons. And in the net for your Rushmore Thunder, number 31, Mike Hobby. If we could all please rise and remove cover for the national anthem.
We'll continue to pause and hear for the national anthem. So we are ready to go here this afternoon as the Hawaii Capitals and the Rushmore Thunder are set to battle, as both teams looking to stay undefeated. The Rushmore Thunder at 6-0, the Hawaii Capitals at 4-0. Ashton Grease, Carter Sanderson, Jaron Beck are the starting forwards. Keenan Howard, Jaden Floor on defense. Caleb Sufalo, Dawson Worth, and A.J. Petrado are the starting forwards for the Rushmore Thunder. Tyson Dunbar and Will Simmons are the starting defensemen, and it is Michael Hobby, the starting goalie for the Rushmore Thunder. And for Hobby, he is at 4-0 with a .9 goals against average and a .923 save percentage with 2 shutouts so far this season. He has played 5 games. He's been dressed for 5 games. Kopech has only been dressed for 3. Rushmore going from right to left. The White Capitals from left to right. 17 minutes are on the clock. And we are set for hockey here this afternoon as Rushmore win the opening faceoff, as it'll be played across and down and in the offensive end. Dawson Worth plays it over. His shot goes off the side of the back of the net as it was a quick wrister on Kieran Duffy. That one's popped high up and stays in play. There's a big check from Jaden Floor. Now Keenan Howard will turn, and he'll get out of the zone. And Ashton Grease now here for the Hawaii Capitals. He'll pass it over for Carter Sanderson. He is in the offensive end. But it will be taken away by Tyson Dunbar. And Dunbar will turn as back from his own net and flips it out and off the stick of Dawson Worth. A long race for it. Worth looking to win the race, but it is played by Jaden Floor. Good stick lift by Jaden Floor. And Kieran Duffy sticked it along for Keenan Howard, but the Caps have to get right back in the zone to defend. Ashton Grease now at his blue line. Takes it out, and Carter Sanderson brings it across in the offensive end on the left side, but he's nudged off the puck, and it will be grabbed by Zeke Farley. And Farley off the boards. Grabbed by Dre Burns on a jumping play. He'll go back to Corbin Beestrom, his defensive partner, trying to tip it in. That was going to be Devin Dodson, and it'll be coming around for Andre Carbonell. In the left corner, far side corner, there's a turnaround shot and a save made. Might have been on the outside of the goalpost as well. Dre Burns, he played around. John Lyons, a quick pass back for Burns, skips off of his stick. He falls to the ice, but Burns able to use his long stick to get possession of the puck back, and now we'll bring it in the offensive end. On the backhand pass, a backhand shot off the stick of Hobby, and it will go back out of the zone. Corbin Beestrom, he'll turn back to Dre Burnt, who quickly got back to his defensive position, dumps it on net on a bouncing puck that skipped into the chest of Hobby, and he makes his first save. As now back the other way, the Rushmore Thunder in the neutral zone. Trying to take it in was Dietrich on his dump-in attempt, but he fanned on it and then swung away by Ashton Grease. 2 minutes gone by here in the first period. Ashton Grease intercepts a pass. He'll carry it in the offensive end as he'll swing at the top of the face-off circle, and his shot gets blocked down. The Thunder go up the boards, and it will be at the blue line and out of the zone and thrown in by Bartling. Kieran Duffy comes out of his net to play it. That's going to be a big factor in this game, is Duffy being able to play the puck well, as that will roll on its edge all the way down, and it won't go far enough for an icing. And we get a whistle with 14:31 to go here in the first period. No score, 1 shot apiece between the Hawaii Capitals and the Rushmore Thunder. Again, we thank Jason Burnt of Sun Masters for doing the camera work again, as we're live on YouTube at Capital City Rock Sports and also on the air on Capital City Rock. Keenan Howard back, throws it to his defensive partner, Jaden Floor, up for Ashton Grease, and plays it along for Carter Sanderson. Back to Grease, and Sanderson, another chance. That one skips through the blue paints. Sanderson didn't get all of it because of a good stick from the defenseman for Rushmore. And now clearing it out of the zone is Rushmore as it'll go on down. Kieran Duffy comes out of his net to play it for Jaden Floor. Skips off of his stick, and then it'll be flipped up and just off and out of the zone off of Will Simmons. He'll throw it back in, cross-corner dump, and Rushmore tags up and an onside play. That one's tipped by Devin Dotson at the red line, and then Hobby, along with Caleb Merchant, put their sticks together and nearly lost the puck. Merchant carries it all the way into the offensive end, but lost it right at the blue line. Flipped along by Devin Dotson, and then thrown back in by Merchant for the Rushmore Thunder. Gaining speed is Burns. He gains the red line, dumps it in. He's going to win the race all the way to it behind the net. Good speed there from the defenseman Burke. He'll turn his pass, and it'll be around, and Merchant has it again for Rushmore. That pass goes off of the skate. Corbin Beestrom, he gets twist-tied and down. There's a shot, and off the mask of Kieran Duffy. Knocked the mask off of Duffy. He made the save, but a penalty's coming up, and it's going to be on the Rushmore Thunder. So if that puck would have gone in anyway, it wouldn't have counted. An elbow is called with 13:09 to go. And it'll be Hayden Holick that will go to the penalty box for an elbow. And the Hawaii Capitals have a power play. So the Hawaii Capitals have the first power play. And Kieran Duffy's got to redo his mask as he took that shot square off the top of the helmet. And again, if that would have gone in, it would not have counted because the penalty happened right before the shot. The whistle blew as the shot was going. So the Caps have the first power play opportunity here of this hockey game as Carter Sanderson has it. Turns it, throws it to the slot off the stick of Howard, but held in by Burnett at the blue line. Throws it across the point. Howard with a shot and a glove save made by Hobby. That was coming in at his mask. And he makes the save, gets the whistle. 12:57 to go here in the first period. Just 12 seconds into the power play. And the faceoff will be to the left of Hobby. 12:57 to go in the first. 3-1 in shots in favor of the Capitals. Ashton Grease wins the faceoff, puts it into the corner. Behind the net, sticks lift. And then a pass goes back into the corner again, and it will be played and out by Zeke Farley. A long race for it. Duffy comes out of his net. He'll play it. He'll flip it up the ice, off the boards, and right to Ashton Grease. Now Grease throws it across, rink wide for Carter Sanderson. He walks in. His shot goes off the leg, and it goes wide. Grease, though, has it another time. He fans on a pass. Puck still at his skates, and it will be taken out by the Rushmore Thunder. They're maybe looking to attack shorthanded. Farley gets to the blue line, but doesn't dump it in. Dre Burton takes it away from him. And his pass now to the red line for Keenan Howard. Here's Carter Sanderson. Sanderson trying to get to his backhand. Throws it in front. Jaron Beck's shot goes wide. Back to Ashton Grease. It goes off of a player and in. And the Caps score first. Ashton Grease shot was going to go well wide, but it hits the player in front. And he scores. 12:08 to go here in the first period. And Ashton Grease gets the first of the game, and the Caps are on top 1-0. On a power play goal. I think Grease was trying to go back over to Jaron Beck, but in the wrong place at the wrong time. Might have been Caleb Merchant. But Ashton Grease gets the goal. They're going to call it unassisted, but I believe Beck probably should have got an assist for it. Either way, the Caps, though, lead at 1-0. Have the opening tally of this hockey game as the third line is out now for the Capitals with Barrett Schweitzer, Keller Herman, and Jay Sanderson. That one goes all the way down, misses everybody from Ryan Wadeen, and it will be an icing. With 11:42 to go here in the first period, our first goal of the game, Ashton Grease gets another one, gets it on the power play too. So the Caps are in a spot where they're not as familiar with here at the Thunderdome. It's just one time as an overtime win a couple years ago, back in 2020 when the Caps, last time that they won and the only time they won the last 6 years here at the Thunderdome. There's a shot that gets knocked down by the stick of Jaden Floor. Good pass up for John Lyons, back for Andre Carbonell. He gets in onside. Now Devin Dotson throws it behind the net, so back to John Lyons in the corner. Far side of the ice, Keenan Howard throws it from the point. Shot gets knocked down. A rebound chance, and Dotson just swings it wide of the net. Flip back out, knocked down with a glove of Howard. Swings and misses at the first opportunity. Then it'll be delayed offside. Dotson faked like he was going to touch it. Got back onside, and then was thrown in by the Rushmore Thunder. Jaden Floor is able to avoid a check from Dawson Wirth. Held in by Will Simmons in the blue line. Good pinch by Simmons. And now Wirth throws it across from the shot of the blue line off the shin pads of John Lyons. Simmons, his backhand. Then it's chopped at by Dotson. It goes down on edge, and it will go down for an icing with 10:51 to go here in the first period. 5-1 in shots, with the one that matters the most. The one that matters most is a goal from Ashton Grease. Face-off will be to the right of Kieran Duffy. As it is going to be Ashton Grease on the face-off wing. Carter Sanderson in one-on-one. Sanderson swings wide. His shot goes just wide. And now Jaron Beck back behind the nets for the Rushmore Thunder. Sanderson blocks down the pass. That one is off of a Rushmore player again. That was off of Simmons, but Hobby is right there to make the play. Covers for the whistle. You're listening to Casey's here, FM Blunt. Just past 4 o'clock back in the capital city. Great clock here. 10:32 to go here in the first period. 6-1 in shots in favor of the Caps. 1-0 lead for the Oahe Capitals. As Jared Beck, his shot rolls off the skates and off the blocker, or excuse me, of the pads of Hobby. And now the other way, a pass just missing Hayden Holick, and it'll go all the way down for an icing because he never made actually a touch on it. So will be icing called on the Rushmore Thunder. And the faceoff will be in the Capitals' offensive zone to the right of Hobby with 10:17 to go here in the first period. Ashton Grease looking to win another faceoff. Carter Sanderson, if they would have won the faceoff, he might have been looking straight for a one-timer off the faceoff. That pass off the stick of Burton. Good stick there from Burton, but now to be played up ahead, and Alex Dietrich is into the zone, trying to get a pass over for Hayden Holick. Knocked down, but still a pass for Holick, and he was disrupted by Burnt on another Dietrich pass from the near side corner. Good work on the boards as it's Caleb Merchant. Then knocked off Holick. His shot, save made by Duffy, and he had to find out where it was at, and he was able to find it cleanly to get a whistle. With 9:43 left to go here in the first period. Just the second shot of the game so far for the Rushmore Thunder. Face off to the right of Duffy again. Landon Bartling looks to win the face-off as it will be controlled by the Thunder. Third line again is out for the Oahe Capitals as Jaden Floor, the defenseman, throws it rink wide off the boards, and Keenan Howard takes it. He'll carry it in the offensive end on his off wing as he carries it in. His shot goes all the way through, and it goes between the legs of Hobby, but it squeaks out the other side. Jaden Floor throws it back behind the net. Maybe looking for a redirect from one of the Capital players. Kevin Franz, there's a shot that goes wide. That was from Keller Herman. And then Barrett Schweitzer runs into his man in the near side corner. That pass tipped out of the zone, and it's tipped over, and the Rushmore Thunder, they'll gain the zone and dump it in. Marshall Retzer gained the zone, or gained to the blue line, and was able to dump it in to go off for a change. Jace Anderson, a quick feed over for Jaden Floor. He gets knocked down to his knees, but he gets right back up, gets possession of the puck, and throws it over for Jace Anderson just off of his stick, and now Hayden Holick back the other way. There's a shot off the blocker, rebound, and it skips over the stick of Dawson Worth as he had a wide open net. I want to roll up the side of the net as it was kept in by the Rushmore Thunder. Jaden Floor had his pocket picked. And now some space at the top. Pass to the near side, to the far side. Dawson Worth with an opportunity, but Duffy shuts the door. Thrown back in by the Rushmore Thunder. Duffy comes out of his net, plays it, leaves it for Howard. And Howard off the boards, but not out of the zone. Rushmore holds it in another time. That pass goes across. And Devin Dotson flips it off the glass, and then it was shouldered by Merchant, and he ends up throwing it out of play. So we get a whistle here with 8:03 to go here in the first period. Now 7-3 in shots in favor of the Caps. A 1-0 advantage for Oahe. Goal was scored by Ashton Grease on the power play. And they are going to, well, I thought maybe they're going to move it out of the zone, but they are going to keep it in the zone as the faceoff is won. There's a shot, and Duffy saw it all the way, got the glove to it, turned it catcher style to make the catch. Lane Jensen with the opportunity. Face-off to the right of Duffy again, as that one is taken by the Capitals on the far side. John Lyons in the back end. Can't get out of the zone. Flipped up and knocked down by the glove of Lyons, and his pass misses Devin Dotson behind him, and that goes down for an icing with 7:49 to go here in the first period. And the face-off will be back in the Capitals' end to the left of Kieran Duffy this time. Dietrich and Ashton Grease on the face-off. Just one penalty so far. It was against the Rushmore Thunder, and that was capitalized by the Capitals. There's a face-off that's won by the Thunder, and that was actually Dietrich that got the shot away, and a good arm save off the blocker by Kieran Duffy. Trying to spring Carter Sanderson free, but Caleb Merchant picked it off. He carried it back in the zone, and behind the net, Dre Burton now will pickpocket him. Ashton Grease flips it on the backhand, but not out at the blue line, and then it's sticked away by Carter Sanderson. It will go all the way down, and Sanderson trying to find position to get to the puck. He's able to push his man away from the puck, but it's Corbin Beestrom that has to hold the zone momentarily, and now Dietrich again. Good stick from Ashton Grease. He takes it away from him. That pass off the boards. Sanderson racing after it off of his skates, and now Grease throws it back behind for Sanderson. And it will be on the near side corner where Grease throws it back to the front. Dre Burns, he'll turn. His shot gets blocked. Diving play. Beck tried to carry the puck with him, and he mishandled it. Now Sanderson plays it back out to the blue line where it will come out of the zone, and Keenan Howard has to retreat and throw it across for Dre Burns. Burnt waits, rink-wide pass, over for Beck. He'll softly throw it off the boards. Got it into the zone, but not deep. Caps are going to make a change. The Rushmore Thunder now will try and bring it out of their zone. Good play again there by the Caps. And then it goes off of a Rushmore player, but it didn't go for an icing. Keenan Howard flips it up. Jaden Floor, he'll turn. His pass, good pass over for Jay Sanderson. Trying to play it over for Ashton Grease. Now Jay Sanderson will carry it in, as the third line will get more minutes. Anderson behind the net, rolls it across. As Schweitzer is able to knock it down. Anderson in front, a one-timer, and a save made by Hobby. Blocked down, held in by the Caps. Anderson trying to put it to the front for Herman. But it's cleared away by the Thunder again, back out of the zone. Jaden Floor at the red line. Back for Keenan Howard. Howard trying to walk into the middle of the zone. He carries it in onside. That one thrown to the net, and Hobby makes a save. You get another whistle with 5:38 to go here in the first period. 8-5 in shots. And the Caps have a 1-0 lead. Good play from behind the net. Came out in front. Jace Anderson had the one-timer opportunity. Nearly made it 2-0. Andre Carbonell will take the face-off in the offensive end to the left of Hobby, as the second line is back out for the Caps. And it's won by the Rushmore Thunder. Thrown around, that is by Will Simmons. All the way back in the Capitals' end. Not far enough for an icing, as Keenan Howard will race after it. He's able to nudge his man, but it's held in by Soufflot. From around the net, behind the nets, to the far side boards. And chipped up and out by Jaden Floor. Simmons got to it first in the neutral zone. And then his pass from the Rushmore Thunder is intercepted by Devin Dotson. And back in the neutral zone where it's controlled by Rushmore. Chipped in by Petrato. But right back out to the Capitals. Simmons back to his own end. He's got a lot of space and time. He'll throw it across. Petrato will get a stick to it. Chips it away from Ashton Grease. And now Dawson Worth is in. His shot. And Kieran Duffy says, I don't think so. The glove save. We get a whistle with 4:45 to go here in the first period. And the Hawaii Capitals lead at 1-0 over the Rushmore Thunder. Caps are in their pink jerseys. Rushmore are wearing their purple jerseys. As it's the Hawaii Capitals looking to get it out of their own end again, as the Rushmore Thunder won the face-off. Corbin Beestrom from behind his net. Good play off the boards to Carter Sanderson. He flips that one high, misses all the flags and banners up there, and then Ashton Grease was offside. Never touched the puck yet, and it'll be all the way back in the Capitals' end, where the pass was made by Carter Sanderson. And he flipped that all the way up to the banners here in the American flag, the small Canadian flag in the middle of in the neutral zone. Well, they're not super low the ice, but they're lower than what they are at the Expo Center. And he flipped that nearly to the top of them, and it missed everything. But it ended up being an offside call. Around to the far side, intercepted a pass. Trying to get it back to the front to the slots, and now at the blue line, unable to hold it in, was Ryan Laughlin. Now Carter Sanderson will wind up. He'll dump it in from the neutral zone, but it didn't get deep as it was blocked up. And now Holick will bring it across. Holick's shot, that one whistles wide of the far post to the glove side post of Kieran Duffy, and it goes into the nets and out of play for a whistle. 4 minutes to go here in the first period. A 1-0 lead for the Hawaii Capitals, 8-6 in shots in favor of the Caps. They've controlled most of the play here in the first period. And the face-off will be controlled by Dre Burtz. And the Rushmore Thunder look to try and get possession with Corbin Beestrom. It's played back to the neutral, to the blue line, where it was held in by Rushmore momentarily. And now Burnt gets it in the neutral zone, where it's going to be taken by Keller Herman. But Rushmore again from their own zone. Clean exit out of the zone. Now 2-on-2, bringing it in. That's Landon Bartling. Bartling plays it behind the net, gets to it first. Going to get a pass over for Carter Kirk. With 3:20 to go here in the first period. Played back to the near side boards. Rushmore looking to work the cycle. Tied up in the near side corner was Marshall Redser. Jaden Floor played it out and got it out towards Keller Herman, but it's bounced over his stick. Now back into the Capitals' end. Keenan Howard throws it across for his defensive partner, Jaden Floor. He'll wrap it around the boards, and no one there except for Dawson Worth, but he overskated the puck. He's able to knock it down, but he didn't keep the puck with him. Otherwise, Rushmore would have had a really good opportunity for an attack. Now Worth will have it on his backhand. From behind the net and around, he'll stop and start. Back to the far side. He comes in front of the shot. It's to the blue paints, and is able to be swept away by Jaden Floor. He was right in front, and no one came over to him. Duffy came somewhat out of his nets. And now past the slot, it's knocked down. Still loose before the Caps are able to clear it out of the zone. Back to the neutral zone where Jensen will throw it right back in. Rushmore's going to try and tag back up, and they can't get themselves to circle all the way around and sink to get out of the zone. And that'll be flipped all the way down for an icing by the Capitals with 2:10 to go. Good save by Duffy, but an even better opportunity by Jaden Floor. Better save by Jaden Floor as he was able to sweep it out from right around the red line. That was a dangerous play. Dawson Worth was in front, and he nearly had it look like he was in a shootout or in a penalty shot. Nobody else was going to come around him. He was wide open. Caps never collapsed on him, never got close to him. Ashton Grease here with 2:05 to play in the first period. That's off the stick of Sanderson, but he was on the wrong side of the red line. That goes down for another icing with 2:02 to go here in the first period. Stay tuned for our intermission reports. It'll be a rather long intermission report, just like the second intermission report will be. We apologize to not getting on the air right away, but we are here on the Capital City Rock and on YouTube at Capital City Rock Sports. That shot was off the stick of Ryan Wadeen. It was right in front, and a good stick there from the defenseman Wadeen, and that puck goes in the net and out of play with 1:52 to go here in the first period. And again, we had some technical difficulties, but we're on the air, and glad you're with us, both on YouTube and on the air. 104.5 Capital City Rock as Rushmore wins the faceoff. They throw it back to Will Simmons, but he wasn't quite in that spot, so he goes all the way back to his own end. Have to play to the near side corner. The Zamboni doors. Ryan Wadeen. That one is kicked by Wadeen. Grabbed by Sanderson. He was able to throw it over for Jaron Beck legally with the stick. And now Ashton Grease from the faceoff circle. A shot and a save made by Hobby. 1:27 to go. That one comes towards the front of the net where Hobby will grab it and cover for a whistle with 1:26 left to go here in the first period. 9-7 in shots in favor of the Caps. 1:26 left. Let's say the Zamboni door is about to open up here in the next 86 seconds. Carter Sanderson, the face-off win. He'll have to swing around the referee on the backhand flip. It skips over a stick, and now Beck, he fans on it, trying to put it farther deep in the zone. Comes out. And then now Dawson Worth from his own blue line. Throws it across off the stick of Sanderson, but taken by the Thunder. And now it will be bringing in, will be Petrado. Another good stick there from the Capitals. And Ashton Grease nearly could have got called for a hold. Carter Sanderson throws it rink wide, but it will be intercepted by the Thunder. Now Dre Burnt from his own end as they dumped it in. Burnt Throws it off the boards, trying to pass it to himself, but threw it just a little bit too far. And then it was out of play from the Rushmore Thunder. Andre Burnt, Ryan Laughlin, and Burnt were both over there. 47.4 to go here in the first period. Caps have a 1-0 lead. Ashton Grease on the power play, unassisted goal. Threw it off the defenseman, and it redirected in. And he threw it off the defenseman in the spot where that was not even going on net. It was past the net from where he threw it, but the direction of the skate allowed it to go in the back of the net for a 1-0 lead for the Caps. Held in at the blue line as Merchant trying to get a shot away, and it was off of Keenan Howard who blocked the shot as he threw his arm up in the air. They telling the bench that was him. Goes into the net, it goes out of play for a whistle with 29.6 to go here in the period. Face off to the right of Duffy. It's won by the Capitals. Devin Dotson will throw it down. Not far enough for an icing with 22 seconds left to play in the first. That pass goes up, that off of a stick, and it stayed in play. Didn't hit any of the netting. Then thrown in on net from the blue line. Duffy plays it. Keenan Howard off the boards now the zone with 7 seconds to go in the period. On a backhand pass, Kirk, he is hit hard by Jaden Floor. There's a shot by Duffy, makes the save with 0.5 seconds to go here in the period. Carter Kirk was flattened by Jaden Floor. A good legal hit, good clean hit. Ashton Grease will look to take the face-off with 0.5 seconds to go. The Caps they're trying to get everybody off here. Both teams have got 6. And they did pull the goalie. That's the reason why that Rushmore had 6. But the face-off was won by the Capitals, and that will end the first period. So the Hawaii Capitals lead at 1-0 at the end of the first period. As we'll take you to the locker room. We'll see. I'm not sure if Coach Steve Steele will make his way up here to talk after the end of the first period, but I sure hope he does. As the Caps have a 1-0 advantage at the end of the first period. Again, we want to thank our sponsors, and because of the technical difficulties right now, we won't have the commercials air over YouTube or on Capital City Rock on 104.5. But want to say thanks to our sponsors and Fisher Rounds, along with Xander Auto Parts, Leisure Palace, also Hermanson Endodontics. Weatherall, we had Weatherall coach's interview earlier, and Sunmasters, Jason Burt, working the camera for us here this evening this afternoon. The White Capitals lead at 1-0 here at the end of the first period. Their shots are in favor, 9-8 in favor of the Hawaii Capitals. The only goal was by Ashton Grease, who got the goal after on the power play. The only penalty was Hayden Holig got called for an elbow. The 2-minute elbowing penalty, and Holig went in the box for 2. The Hawaii Capitals were able to get the opportunity to be on the power play, and they took advantage of it with Ashton Grease, who threw it. Jared Beck threw it across, missed everybody. I think he was trying to get a shot, but it was deflected and went wide. Over to Ashton Grease in the corner. He tried to throw it back over to Beck, but it went off of one of the Rushmore Thunder player in front and ended up going in the back of the net. And the Caps, that was how the Caps scored their only goal so far, and the only goal that we can tell you about. As the Caps have a 1-0 lead. As the White Capitals with a 9-8 advantage in shots in the first period. Ashton Grease, it ends up being an unassisted goal, what they call it, but I don't know I think you got to give Jaron Beck an assist to it, and I don't know if they'll change it or not, but for sure the Caps are able to get that. That's a big power play goal to get. That's a big opportunity for them to take a 1-0 lead at the end of the first period. As again, you're listening here on Capital City Rock and on YouTube at Capital City Rock Sports. With the Hawaii Capitals leading 1-0 at the end of the first period. Next weekend, we have ourselves a fun one for you. We're going to have a fun weekend. We're going to start Friday at home for the home opener for the boys basketball team. They'll take on Sturgis. That'll be a 7 o'clock tip-off. We'll be on the air at 6:40. That'll be on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports. Then Saturday afternoon, the Hawaii Capitals will play, but Saturday afternoon, it'll be the Pier Governors that will play again. They'll take on Spearfish. Be on the air around 1:40 for a 2 o'clock game. That'll be on KCCR and on YouTube again at KCCR Sports. And then we'll flip over to Capital City Rock as the Hawaii Capitals will take on the Yankton Gazelles, the Lady Capitals, who unfortunately lost yesterday. They lost to Sioux Falls 9-2. They were tied 2-2 at the end towards the end of the first period, but then Sioux Falls made it 3-2. They made it 4-2 at the end of the second period, and then scored 5 goals to make it a 9-2 lead and a 9-2 win for the Caps over the Sioux Falls Flyers, or for the Sioux Falls Flyers getting the win over the Hawaii Capitals. But again, they'll play the Yankton Gazelles on Saturday at 5 o'clock. We'll be on the air around 4:40 for that one, and then we quickly stay on Capital City Rock, and we carry into a doubleheader as they will take on the Hawaii Capital boys. Will take on the Yankton Bucks. That game is scheduled to be at 7 o'clock. As we'll stay on the air, we'll go straight from a post-game show talking with Coach Tessa Singleton after the end of the Hawaii Lady Caps game, to then turning around and getting the pregame show going for the boys game. That will be at 7 o'clock that night. There will not be a broadcast on Sunday for those 2 games, but we will have Saturday's games for you. So plenty of opportunity to listen to the Hawaii Capitals take on the Pier Governors take on Sturgis and Spearfish, and then it will be the Hawaii Capitals taking on the Yankton Gazelles and the Yankton Bucks on Capital City Rock and on YouTube at Capital City Rock Sports. So the Hawaii Capitals have a 1-0 lead here at the end of the first period over the Rushmore Thunder. We're going to see if maybe we can get a coach up here and talk. We might talk to one of the JV coaches, Coach Steve Steele and Coach Brian Hermanson right now. But I want to say a hello to John Katilnik, who is at home right now, and we appreciate the work he has done and for this Hawaii Capitals program and for this team. And I want to say hope he's feeling better and looking forward to seeing him again next week, as he is at home watching and listening right now as the Caps have a 1-0 lead. I know he had to be pretty excited about that first goal scored by the Hawaii Capitals. He probably hoping that they added a couple more, and I think everybody is going to be hoping to add a couple more for the Hawaii Capitals as they have a 1-0 advantage at the end of the first period. And again, want to say thanks to our sponsors again with Fisher Rounds, Xander Auto Parts, Leisure Palace, Hermanson Endodontics, Weatherall, and Sun Masters for sponsoring Hawaii Capitals hockey. I appreciate all the support that Hawaii Capitals get and that we get to be able to bring you Hawaii Capitals hockey, and appreciate those sponsors, especially those sponsors who have helped us be on the air and to be able to bring you these games throughout the entire season on Capital City Rock and on YouTube at Capital City Rock Sports. Also looking forward to the state tournament. I know that's really far away. We're not even to 2022 yet. We haven't hit Christmas. That's still a couple weeks from now. We're not there quite yet into 2022, but the Hawaii Capitals have they will be in Sioux Falls for the boys. The girls will be in Aberdeen for the state tournament. We'll have all 11 games on both for both the boys and the girls state tournaments, as it'll be the first 2 weekends in March that we'll have those tournaments, as it will be March 4th, 5th, and 6th for the girls state tournament, and then 11th, 12th, and 13th for the boys state tournament, as the Caps will take on we'll see who they take on, but the Hawaii Capitals will be looking for an opportunity to be back in the state tournament. And yes, they won't clinch a spot mathematically until towards the end of the season, but how they've started have put them in a good spot. Just 3 teams will not make the state tournament, but the Hawaii Capitals are in a good spot here to open up the season at 4-0 and now have a lead on one of the better teams in the state, Rushmore Thunder. Yes, they don't have Hunter Wallop, Parker Brandon, and Duncan Chisholm. Tanner Kopech, one of their 2 goalies, is also not dressed tonight. But they're still a good team, even without those 3. They're a much better team with all those guys. No question about it. They're a much better team with those 3 guys. But the Hawaii Capitals, or the Rushmore Thunder, are missing them, but the Hawaii Capitals are taking advantage of it, outscoring the Thunder 1-0 in the first period and outshooting them 9-8 in that first period. Again, there was just one penalty that was called in the first period, and that was a 2-minute elbowing penalty to Hayden Holick, and the Caps took advantage, and they have a 1-0 advantage over the Rushmore Thunder. I say we're still trying to maybe see if we can't get a hold of one of the coaches to come up and talk with us here before we get to the start of the before we get to the start of the second period, which we're still about 8.5 minutes away from the start of the second period. Again, the Caps will play next weekend on Saturday and Sunday against the Yankton Bucks, so both the Lady Caps and the Hawaii Capitals. They'll be back-to-back games, so make sure you come out if you're looking for, I know, and of course, well, JV does not play next weekend, but I know that there is a lot of fun to be had at the Expo Center every single night that there is hockey. But if you're looking for varsity hockey, there's an opportunity for both Saturday and Sunday for the Hawaii Capitals to both boys and girls varsity to come up here, to come to the Expo Center and enjoy some hockey, as the Lady Caps will take on the Yankton Gazelles and the boys will take on the Yankton Bucks next Saturday and Sunday. I think we might be talking here to Nathan Sanderson, of the president of the Hawaii Capitals, and we'll see what we'll talk with them a little bit. We're going to try and get a couple interviews lined up because, again, we apologize for technical difficulties we had getting on here a little bit late, but also with how things have gone, we cannot take the commercial breaks right now, especially here on YouTube. So we'll keep it here, and we'll talk with Nathan Sanderson here. We're going to get him a headset and talk with him. So as we talk here with Nathan Sanderson, and let's talk about the state of the Hawaii Capitals, because you and I talked a couple weeks ago about that NA3HL team, but first let's talk about the Hawaii Capitals themselves. We've seen the varsity team have success the last several years, and especially the start of this season as well. But what's been most fun about this Hawaii Capitals program?
Well, John, I've had the opportunity to be on the board of directors for the Oahe Capitals for almost 10 years now. And so it's been a really fun opportunity to see the evolution of our association. So we're consistently in the top half of teams at the varsity level every single year. You know, we don't hang a ton of banners, to be perfectly honest, but we're always competitive. You know, we've got 200-plus families involved in the program. I was actually just at our cross ice night on Friday, held in the Expo Center, and there were literally dozens and dozens and dozens of future Oahe Capitals at the mini mite, and squirt level. They were playing cross ice hockey. It was phenomenal. And so I couldn't be prouder of the cities of Pierre and Fort Pierre, the Oahe Hockey Association, and the almost 200 families that really make up this association.
And you know, that's the big thing, and I know a lot of people know it, but because it's not a state sport, it is funded by fundraisers, by families themselves, money out of their pocket, and it's fun to see how much it's grown the last couple of years as well since I've been here, because it's not cheap, but it's always a lot of fun, and it's a good investment as well.
Well, the Hockey Association really couldn't get by without the support of all of the sponsors and supporters throughout the communities. I mean, we really do enjoy tremendous community support. And I think that demonstrates the support of hockey in Central South Dakota. You know, you mentioned the NA3HL team, and certainly that's something that we've had conversations about, and we can talk about that in a little bit. But I don't think that there would be outside individuals looking at Pierre, Fort Pierre, and the Expo Center as a potential home for an NA3HL team if we didn't have that kind of hockey spirit, that kind of hockey support, which is an unusual thing. I mean, we're in the center of South Dakota. Most people don't necessarily think of Central South Dakota as hockey country, but we absolutely are.
And that's so much fun, too, because you're right. We absolutely are, and the fan support that we see at Hawaii Capitals games from all the way from the mini-mite level all the way to the varsity level, it's so much fun to see how many fans go out, because it's also very cold to sit and watch a hockey game, so you've got to be prepared to be cold, and fans are able to go through that.
I've lived in Pierre for about 14 years, and one of the things that I'm just so proud of in our communities is we travel really, really well. I mean, absolutely on Fridays and Saturday nights when the varsity is playing, and not just the boys varsity, by the way. Our girls varsity has a very good showing. Our U14 girls, our boys JV and Bantam teams all have a really good showing. But I tell you what, when we travel, when we go on the road, I mean, last year, for example, during the boys varsity state tournament in Sioux Falls, we had as many spectators in the stands supporting the Oahe Capitals as any team that was there. I mean, Brookings is a half hour down the road. Sioux Falls obviously has 250,000 people in the metro area, and we had more fans in the stands than they had.
Yeah.
And I mean, I think that is just a testament to the support of our community and our families, and we travel really well. It's really, really fun to see.
I was saying, when you just look across right now and you see all the fans here for the Hawaii Capitals, it's a Sunday afternoon, it's a late Sunday game, and yet we've got all those fans here, and all we had was just I believe all we had was just JV and varsity today for the Hawaii Capitals.
Yeah, that's correct. I mean, they had games prior, but the Capitals didn't play any before. And so, yeah, I mean, and we've got, if you look across, we got many more than just parents here. We've got grandparents, obviously, extended family, and then there are just people in the community who didn't have anything better to do on a Sunday afternoon 2 weeks before Christmas, who are traveling all the way out to Rapid City to watch a hockey game. I love it. I absolutely love it.
So I'm going to ask your hockey expertise right now. What do the Capitals have to do to get a win here today? They were winning 1-0 right now after the first period, but what do they got to do to make sure they get a fifth win?
Well, what I saw in the first period was we were a little bit sloppy. We didn't receive a lot of passes. We had a lot of opportunities, though, and I think our top line definitely matches up with their top line. You know, if you look at what our second line is doing, they're holding their own. But I tell you what, it wouldn't surprise me. I'll do a little prognostication here, John. It wouldn't surprise me if that third line sneaks a goal here in this period. They've been looking really good. They've had their chances. They just haven't gotten one in. So I'm calling it. Second period, third line's going to get a goal.
There we go. Nathan Sanderson calling a goal here from the third line, and you're exactly right. I thought the third line looked really, really good. And, hey, I appreciate the time. Thank you for doing this. Thank you for doing it on such short notice. He's in tremendous shape, everybody, because he came running across here, got up the ladder, and didn't have to take a breath while he was talking to me in that first question. That's how good of a shape Nathan Sanderson is in.
Well, you're too kind, John.
I appreciate the time. Thank you so much for doing it. And, yeah, we'll talk again here at some point.
Sounds good anytime.
Nathan Sanderson of the Hawaii Capitals. I appreciate the time as we are getting set for the second period. The Caps will be making their way back out, and we'll be getting ready to go here for the start of the second period. As, again, we apologize for technical difficulties, but we thank Nathan Sanderson for making his way up here and talking with us. We'll talk to some of the coaches here in the second period and the second intermission as well, as the Hawaii Capitals will be looking to take a 2-0 lead here early on, as the Caps have that 1-0 lead with 9-8 in shots, and Nathan Sanderson calling. He thinks there's going to be a goal scored by the third line coming up here whenever teams return from the ice, which should be here momentarily as we're less than a minute away from the second period getting underway. Caps have a 1-0 lead as we are getting set for the second period, as the Rushmore Thunder making their way back out on the ice. They're going to go from left to right, and the Hawaii Capitals will go from right to left on your radio dial as again, we'll get things back squared away here for those watching on YouTube at Capital City Rock Sports. Oh, got the wrong thing again there. There we go. All right, now we're all set. We're ready to go here as we get this second period underway. The only goal scored on the power play by Ashton Grease, and the Caps have a 1-0 lead over the Rushmore Thunder. And again, we want to say thanks to Nathan Sanderson, president of the Hawaii Capitals Association, for making his way up here and talking with us. Carter Sanderson leading the team in goals. He's a state leader in goals right now through 4 games. And the Hawaii Capitals will start their top line, Sanderson, Grease, and Beck. Along with the defensemen, it'll be Jaden Floor and Keenan Howard that will start on defense for the Hawaii Capitals. We skate 5-on-5 to open up the second period. Ashton Grease and Dawson Worth will have the opening faceoff Thunder from left to right, the Capitals from right to left. We are underway here in the second period, as it was won by the Rushmore Thunder and dumped in by the Thunder, as Will Simmons will throw it around the boards. Keenan Howard around and up to Simmons again for the Rushmore Thunder to hold the zone another time. Jaden Floor up, and Jaron Beck now over for Ashton Grease. As it goes off the stick of Grease and carried back in now by Rushmore before it's quickly taken back out. Now Sanderson will pick up speed as he carries it in. Sanderson with a shot. He scores! Sanderson with 30 seconds into the second period makes it 2-0. And the Hawaii Caps didn't take long to get that 2-0 lead. And the 8th graders done it again. 30 seconds in. And Sanderson adds another tally, and the Caps have a 2-0 lead. I don't see the Caps have much of a multiple goal lead here in Rushmore very often. As the Thunder will carry it in, that is going to be a Dietrich with a shot and a save made by Duffy and no rebound. Sanderson got loose to the top of the circle and fired it high glove side on a Hobby. They're going to have Howard as the lone assist for the Caps. As Dietrich, he tried to throw one to the side, and Duffy had the post hugged very tightly, and it fell into his glove. We get another whistle here. 16-12 left to go in the second period. 2-0 now is our score. 10-10 in shots. Grease and Sanderson, the two goal scorers for the Caps. As the second line will make its way out, and the faceoff is won by Andre Carbonneau. On the backhand from Dre Burnt. Lions a backhand pass for Carbonneau off of his stick right to Devin Dotson. Good pass now over for Carbonneau, but he gets tripped up. He throws it to the net, and a save made by Hobby. He had to be careful, did Hobby, because I don't think he really thought that puck was going to come to him. And Carbonneau just says, well, if I'm going to go down, I'm going to just try and put the puck on net. So we've got a minute gone by. This will be our fourth faceoff already. Faceoff is won by Rushmore. Dre Burnt from the blue line. That is going to be out of play. As we get another whistle with now 15:53 to go here in the second period. Carbonneau will take the faceoff again with Landon Bartling to the right of Hobby. It's won by the Caps at the blue line, held in by Burnt, throws it off the boards. It'll come to the high slot, but only there is Rushmore as they'll clear the zone. Now Dre Burnt from his own blue line, off the boards, but misplayed by Rushmore. As it was Petrick that nearly had an opportunity. Now coming in, there's a shot. Rebound is loose, and it's cleaned away by the Capitals. Otherwise, there's a wide open net again for Rushmore. From the near side corner, John Lyons, along with Dre Burnt, tied up. And now Carbonneau on a backhand feed for Dotson. Knocked down and thrown in by Laughlin. And be all the way around the boards to the near side. Dre Burnt, good swinging stick by Lance Petrick. As now Burnt carries in the zone on the backhand, trying to carry to the forehand. Still loose behind the net. Rushmore grabs it, flips it up, and it'll be held in by Sanderson. Redirected by Dotson, was still going to go wide. As the Thunder will get out of the zone. Now Sanderson with Jaron Beck stepping on the ice. Couldn't get the pass over to him, but Beck will carry it in. Trying to throw it around the boards, but it was knocked down by Tyson Dunbar. And then flipped up to the face-off circle where Sanderson played it over for Grease. Played down, there's a big swing and a miss by Marshall Retzer. A pass in front, and Sanderson just fanned on it. He had an opportunity to make it 3-0. Keenan Howard one-on-one from his own blue line, turns it over, but he runs in to the Rushmore player. That was Retzer. And now Dawson Worth around the boards. That is Carter Kirk. Simmons holds the zone on the back end. Across to the near side. Floor, it fluttered on him. Dawson Worth gets in front. There's a shot, another save made by Duffy. The rebound was loose, but it was cleared away by Floor, and it goes all the way down for an icing with 13:55 to go here in the second period. 12-11 now in shots in favor of the Rushmore Thunder, but the Caps have a 2-0 lead. Rebounds have been loose in front of Duffy, but the Caps have done a really good job of eliminating either sticks or just eliminating the puck from the slot. and real no second chances for the Rushmore Thunder. There's a shot, and there's another rebound that's loose, and it will find its way over, and now we get a tie-up, and we'll have the referee stop play. Barrett Schweitzer, Barrett Schweitzer, along with Caleb Merchant, that got tied up. And they both hit the deck. And Schweitzer is still on a knee right now. I think maybe Duffy, it might have been because of Duffy what happened as well. I might have gone off the mask of Duffy, but we got a whistle and we got a face-off, and it's won by the Rushmore Thunder. Trying to carry his way in was Petrato. Going from forehand to backhand, but it finally lost the puck. Jace Anderson with the check. And at the sideboards, there's a shot that goes wide from Dawson Worth. Held in at the blue line, thrown towards the net, but it goes well wide, missed by a couple of feet. Jace Anderson left the puck, and he's trying to find it in his skates, where now Ryan Wadeen fans on a clearing attempt. It came in front of the slot, and Dre Burt was able to clean it up and get it out of the zone. From their own blue line, the Rushmore Thunder back in the neutral zone. Dawson Worth lost the puck, but it goes to Petrato. And now Petrato on the backhand goes wide of the net, back around to the far side boards. Caleb Merchant lost the puck to Schweitzer. And now Dre Burt will try and get speed. He carries it in, the defenseman moves in. His shot was off of a stick, and it goes wide, back behind the net. And now we get a whistle. And I believe it was the net that came off its moorings. And a couple of fans yelled. Like maybe Dre Burt and one of the Rushmore players kind of spilled into each other. That was Lane Jensen. Face-off will be the left of Hobby. It's won by the Capitals. At the blue line, it's held in by Keenan Howard. Trying to throw it towards the net. It was redirected by Grease, but it was sticked away by Hobby. To the near side blue line, no Capitals was there, so they had to clear the zone. The pass came back for Beck. And in the neutral zone, it's grabbed by Rushmore. Carrying it in is Dietrich. His shot goes up high on Duffy, but it is another save off the shoulder for Duffy. Sanderson chipped it off the boards, got it out of the zone. Now a race to it. Ashton Grease wins the race to it. 3-on-1 in the zone now. Grease waits. Pass for Sanderson. He scores! A one-timer for Sanderson. And it's now a 3-0 lead for the Caps. 12:16 to go here in the second period. And the Capitals' top line has done it again. And a good pass that settled things down. Grease was able to find Sanderson in front. He also had Beck with him. And the Caps now lead at 3-0 here with 12:16 to go in the second period. Petrato from the near side, a tough angle shot. Another save by Duffy. Simmons holds the zone around. Sanderson tried to flip it up the boards, couldn't get it out. Kept in by Tyson Dunbar. Keenan Howard up. Sanderson taps it along for Grease. And now 2-on-1 in the zone. There's Grease having Sanderson go in the net. There's a shot off the pad. Came all the way back out for Howard. His shot and a save made by Hobby. Hobby saw that all the way. But Howard again holds his zone momentarily. Rushmore down 3-0 now as they're trying to find some kind of offense. Petrato trying to throw it towards the net. Worth tried to redirect it in. There's a shot by Dunbar, knocked down by Howard. Flips it out of the zone. And the neutral zone again, dumped back in by the Rushmore Thunder. Off the bench is Lance Petrick. There's a pass that goes across. There's another tough angle shot. A rebound is loose another time, and Rushmore couldn't get a shot away. There's a diving play from a couple of Capitals players, and Duffy was able to find the glove to it. A swing by the Rushmore Thunder player right after Duffy had made that save. And no chance for a rebound. So rebounds have been pretty juicy coming from Kieran Duffy, but the Capitals have done a good job. Rushmore has fanned on a couple of rebound chances. Duffy's made all 17 saves so far. Around with 10:55 to go here in the second period. John Lyons up to the near side, but held in again. Behind the net, Bartling. on his backhand pass. He's got another chance to try and get another pass away, but Dre Byrne intercepts it. And now Byrne into the neutral zone. Carbonell feeds it along for Dotson. And Devin Dotson in, throws it across through the blue paint. John Lyons now in the near side corner. Back here, Dotson another time. Comes off the side of the goalpost as it went off of a stick when he tried to get a pass around behind the net. And now the Rushmore Thunder back across. And a good job by Corbin Beestrom to keep Caleb Merchant from continuing his momentum in the offensive end. Pass from Bartling. Merchant takes it. Steps through two different Capitals players for the faceoff circle. A shot that's knocked down by Beestrom. And then he is twisted, tied down. And then knocked down by the glove, but taken by Carbonell. And Andre Carbonell with a long shot on a late on a shift. Carter Sanderson steps on the ice, and as the Caps and Rushmore Thunder are both making changes, it's a period of the long change. And Jaden Floor will play it up for Jaron Beck, who taps along for Sanderson, trying to tap it over for Grease. There's a shot, rebound goes off the side of the net, and the net comes off as mooring, so we get a whistle. With 9:41 to go here in the second period, Ashton Grease holding his lower back as he is trying to stretch it out. Face off to the left of Hobby with 9:40 to go here in the second period. A 3-0 lead. Here comes a break for Zeke Farley. Farley in, a good stick from Keenan Howard. Keeps him a chance, and there's a penalty coming up against Keenan Howard. And the Caps will have to go on the penalty kill for the first time in this game. Keenan Howard. Farley never got quite turned around. And it's going to be a 2 and a 10. And Howard is going to be in the box for that 2 and a 10. So with 9:25 to go, it'll be the first Hermanson endodontics penalty kill. It'll be head contact on Howard, so not called aboard. So the Caps will be on the Hermanson endodontics penalty kill, and this is an opportunity for the Rushmore Thunder to try and climb back in this game. There's a pass in front and a shot save made by Duffy. Good one-time opportunity. That was Holick in front of the net in the slot. The face-off circle back to the point for Merchant. Merchant waits, his shot save again by Duffy. The rebound went all the way to the corner. But Rushmore still with it in possession, and they have the power play set up. Walking it in. There's a shot off the glove maybe of Duffy, and it goes all the way around. Maybe he didn't even touch the glove of Duffy, so it go all the way back across with 8:45 to go here in the second period. And the Caps looking to attack now shorthanded. Pass comes for Schweitzer, but it was taken away. Got Keller Herman and Barrett Schweitzer out killing penalties, and that's what we talked about with Coach Steele in the pregame show. As that pass comes to the slot off of a stick, off of his skates, and now Bartling nearly blew a tire from underneath behind the goal line. Pass comes back out. Dunbar walks to the line, carries it in. There's a shot, they score. Dawson Worth. Dunbar fed it back across the far side, and Dawson Worth beat Duffy to the glove side. And with 8:16 to go here in the second period, the Rushmore Thunder are on the board. Both teams are now 1-for-1 the power play. Worth's got his now 12th of the season. He's been very good for the Rushmore Thunder. Tyson Dunbar gets the assist. 8:16 to go here in the second period. Dietrich gets the other assist. So it's now 3-1. The Whitecaps lead by 2 here with 8 minutes to play in the second period. Dumping attempt by Sanderson's blocked down, but it went right back to Sanderson. Now Beck with a shot and a glove save made by Hobby.
At the end of this period will be the last chance.
7:55 to go here in the second. Shots are 20-16 in favor of the Rushmore Thunder. Ashton Grease looking to win the face-off to the left of Hobby. A late change for the Rushmore Thunder. Jaden Floor, his pass or shot gets knocked down. And at the blue line is now Zeke Farley. Another chance for a breakaway. Farley is in. Farley's shot, and a save is made by Duffy on the breakaway. Trying to go glove side on Duffy, and he shuts the door. Dumped back in by Rushmore, but the delayed offsides, so they'll tag back up. And Duffy will wrap it around the boards to the near side. Dunbar tried to hold the zone, but is poked out of the zone by Ashton Grease. And then played back off Sanderson at the blue line. Brings it in. Good pass over for Beck. He'll try to throw it to the net. Goes off of a skate. Now Grease trying to stuff it in. Ryan Wadeen with a shot. And Wadeen got the shot. And the referee blew his whistle. I didn't hear the whistle. But Wadeen shot it after the whistle. But I got to tell you from up here, I didn't hear a whistle at all. So it's hard to blame Ryan Wadeen for that shot. But he gets called for an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty with 7:17 to go here in the second period. And Rushmore's got the opportunity. Like I said, I really did not hear a whistle at all. That's why I was very confused on why everybody quickly turned and looked at Wadeen and kind of you could kind of hear everybody yell a little bit when Wadeen shot the puck. Because I didn't hear anything, but it is still called an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty. 7:17 to go, and the Capitals now on their second Hermanson Donix penalty kill. There's a shot, rebound, and that one might have been saved by Duffy on the sprawling save with the right pad. Pass back to the points, knocked out of the one-time opportunity. There's a shot, and again, the angles that Rushmore is trying to score on Duffy has been very, very tough angle shots, and Duffy has been able to shut the door, but it has allowed a lot of rebounds so far. As now it is Merchant that will pass it across for Petrato in. His pass to the slots. It's loose in front. And no chance for a shot, but Merchant holds his zone another time. Petrato at the top of the face-off circle on the near side. Pass goes all the way across. Mishandled on the exchange on the pass, and is cleared away by Barrett Schweitzer. And the Caps PK gets the job done there with 6:23 to go in the period and 1:05 left to go on the man advantage. That pass in the middle of the ice for Dawson Worth. Carries in the offensive end. Swings wide. He'll swing behind the net. Worth to the near side. Back to the top of the face-off circle. Now to the high slot. Throws it all the way across. He really circled the wagons there. That shot in either pass or shot got blocked out, but it's still held in by Merchant. As Rushmore gets their power play set back up again another time. That pass goes all the way through a couple different players, and there's a shot and a glove save. Well, no, went off of Dre Burt and goes up into the netting to get a whistle with 5:52 to go here in the second period. 36 seconds left to go on the man advantage, and 5:52 to go here in the second period. Rushmore is out shooting the Caps in this period. Right now in total is 24-16. But out shooting them 16-7 in this period are the Rushmore Thunder. Face-off is controlled by the Rushmore Thunder. Here's Tyson Dunbar. He walks the line, walks it in. His shot, Duffy never saw, but it went high over the net. Now Dunbar again, but he couldn't keep it in the zone. A good play there by Aiden Anderson. Jace Anderson along out there on the penalty kill. As the Rushmore Thunder, there's a good interception by Aiden Anderson another time. And delayed offside on the Hawaii Capitals. And so now we get a whistle here with 5:27 to go here in the second period and 10 seconds left to go on the man advantage. Ashton Grease and Carter Sanderson are out there. Ryan Wadeen will either step out of the penalty box and let Jaron Beck come on the ice to get the top line up and going. Grayson Hunsley and Jaden Floor are out there right now defensively. Hunsley is that fifth and sixth offender. That one rolled all the way across, came back in front of the nets, and Hobby, that nearly went off of him and in. I've never seen anything like that. That would have been one for the agents to see. In, there's a shot back to 5-on-5. Jensen holds the line. Duffy lost his footing and skated all the way out in front of the net, away from the net. Now it should be an icing against the Rushmore Thunder. That puck went off the glass, rolled up off the glass, came back in front, went off of, I believe, the helmet of Hobby, and then nearly rolled in the back of the net. 4:59 to go here in the second period. Caps still lead it 3-1. As Keenan Howard will not be able to rejoin the Caps back on the ice until 15:16. That's not right, but somewhere around the 15-minute mark of the third period is when he can rejoin the Hawaii Capitals. As he'll carry it in, there's a shot that goes high from Petrato. Dre Burns. Long pass, stretch pass for Grease. He comes in one-on-one. Grease trying to get back to the front of the net, and then his stick is held, and no whistle for a penalty. And now the Rushmore back the other way, 3-on-2 if they can hurry into the zone. Dawson Worth plays it across, and a good stick from Corbin Beestrom disrupt that pass. Now Jaron Beck will throw it down the ice, and we'll get a whistle and icing. And Ashton Grease will talk to the referee. His stick was held by the Rushmore Thunder defender. 4:12 left to go here in the second period. Face-off will be to the right of Kieran Duffy. Andre Carbonell will take it alongside Marshall Retzer. As Corbin Beestrom. That pass goes off of a couple of sticks. It rolls out of the zone and back in the neutral zone. It is flipped back in by the Thunder. And Beestrom now from behind the net. Trying to throw it. He came in front. It's loose in front, and Duffy rolled off the pads, and he's able to cover for a whistle with 3:47 to go here in the second period. Stay tuned for the second intermission report. We will talk. We'll have plenty to talk about with what happened in the second period, but also we'll talk with several coaches in the second period. Dre Burnt on the back end. Kicked along by John Lyons. Flipped up. And now the Rushmore Thunder are back in the offensive end. There's a pass that was knocked down. Still trying to get a shot away was Dietrich. And Corbin Beestrom, with two players around him, did a pretty good job of defending two different players and not really knowing where the puck was at the face-off circle. It's controlled by the Caps. They flip it out. Not going to go far enough for icing off the stick of Andre Carbonell. And it goes off the referee on a bank pass. Carbonell nearly stole it away in his offensive end. He does steal it away, and he'll dump it back around, and the Caps will get a change. As it'll be played here by the Rushmore Thunder up to Grayson Hunsley, and now back in for Dietrich, taken by Zeke Farley. Farley tried to play it back, and then Sanderson flipped it high, and it goes off the rafters, and we get a whistle with 2:45 to go. Here in the second period, 3-1 is our score. You listen to KCCR FM Blunt. 3-1 lead for the Hawaii Capitals. They led 3-0. Grease, Sanderson's got the last two, but it was on the power play Dawson Worth to make it 3-1. And Rushmore is out shooting the Caps 25-16. That is held in. Dawson Worth with a shot. That's a save made by Duffy. That was close to being offside. There was no replay review in high school hockey, but if there was, and there was a goal scored, I think Coach Steele might have challenged that one. 2:32 left to go here in the second period. So now Rushmore out shooting the Caps by 10, but yet the Caps still lead it 3-1. Good bank pass from Jaron Beck. Now Grease with a bank pass for Carter Sanderson. He's going to try and swing in the front of the net. He was denied that opportunity, but still has the puck in the near side corner. Couldn't get the pass away. And now the Rushmore Thunder will escape the zone. And now 2-on-2 bringing it in. Here comes a pass over for Petrato. His shot save is made by Duffy, and we get another whistle. Jaden Floor lost a glove and a stick, but he got back up to try and continue to defend. 2:09 left to go here in the second. Now 27-16 in shots. Face-off is one. Will Simmons pass. That one goes out of the zone. Merchant will have to dump it back in. Rushmore tags back up. And from below the goal line, Jaden Floor fans on a pass attempt. Comes in front. There's a shot. They score. And it's now 3-2. Alex Petrato scores. Floor fan on a pass attempt trying to clear the zone. And Petrato in front of the net was wide open. And Rushmore has made it 3-2 with 1:56 to go here in the second period. That is Petrano's fourth of the year. And now the Caps, after having a 3-0 lead, now lead at 3-2. Here is the Caps. Andre Carbonell can knock it down. Suflo gets the assist, his first of the year. That pass comes to the net. Save made by Duffy, trying to wrap around opportunity. It was through the blue paint and then all the way down the ice for an icing with 1:32 to go here in the second period. So now the Caps are in a little bit of a danger spot here. They've got to find a way to get out of this last 92 seconds without allowing that tying goal to be scored. And if you're Rushmore, you kind of feel blood in the water right now. You're trying to find a way to tie this hockey game up before you go into the third period. Faceoff was won by Andre Carbonell. Around the glass, comes out of the zone, dump back in, takes a crazy hop off the glass. It came in front, but thankfully the Rushmore Thunder having the tag back up. Thrown back over, rink wide pass, goes off the stick. It will be Dietrich that goes off of it, and now Dre Burns up here for Carbonell. Played over and in for Devin Dotson, and then we get a whistle and a penalty with 1 minute to go. Penalty is going to be called on number 4. That's Zeke Farley. Gets called for it, so the Caps have the power play now. So in 1 minute exactly, the Caps have an opportunity to regain a 2-goal lead. Ashton Grease look to win the face-off here to the right of Hobby. Face-off is won. Sanderson tried a one-time opportunity at the face-off and fanned on it. The clearing attempt is knocked down by the Rushmore Thunder. Jaron Beck keeps it in the zone. And then up, but held in by Wadeen. Sanderson, cross-ice pass for Ashton Grease. But then he lost the puck, and it will be cleared down by the Rushmore Thunder with 40 seconds left to go in the period. Kieran Duffy from behind his own net. A good play there to throw it over for Dre Burt. 30 seconds left to go in the period. Burt will move it up the ice. He had a lot of space there. One penalty killer didn't. They follow Ashton Grease instead of staying with Dre Burt. Now Grease played it back. No one was there for the Capitals, and it'll be cleared away by the Rushmore Thunder with 17 seconds to go in the period. If the Caps don't score, they'll still have 1 minute to go in the power play to start the third period. 10 seconds left to go in the period. That pass goes up. Wadeen at the red line. He is hit. Then cleared back down with 3 seconds left. Duffy will play it behind the net, and then he'll throw it up the boards, and that will do it for the second period. So the Caps have a 3-2 lead at the end of 2. They were outshot 28-16 now through 2 periods. And the Caps, who outshot the Rushmore Thunder 9-8 in the first period, have now been outshot 16-7 in that, or excuse me, 20-7 in that second period. But it's a 3-2 lead here for the Hawaii Capitals. We'll hear from Coach Steve Steele. As again, it's a 3-2 lead here for the Hawaii Capitals at the end of the second period. Again, they're being outshot 28-16 of the Caps. We'll talk, I believe, we'll hear with Coach Steve Steele in just a moment, as he should be making his way up here and talking with us after the Caps were outshot and outscored in that. Actually, they weren't outscored in the second period, because it was a 1-0 lead at the end of the first, and then it was 2 goals for the Caps as well as 2 goals for the Rushmore Thunder. However, Rushmore scored the last 2 goals of that period, and that's why we're sitting at a 3-2 game and why things feel a little bit more different than if maybe they just traded goals back and forth to make it 2-1 and then 3-2. Instead, it was a 3-0 game, and then it ends up being now a 3-2 score at the end of the second period with a 28-16 shot advantage for the Hawaii Capitals, for the Rushmore Thunder after 2 periods. Yeah, we'll talk with Coach Steve Steele here in just a moment as the Caps are leading by 1 over the Rushmore Thunder. And we, again, appreciate those that are joining us on Capital City Rock and on YouTube at Capital City Rock Sports. As Steve Steele makes his way up here, we will talk with him here at the end of the second period. And again, apologize as we don't have commercials here today, but Coach, after 2 periods, first period was a good one, 1-0 lead, got that 3-0 advantage and felt pretty good, but 3-0 leads or 3-goal lead sometimes can be very dangerous. Rushmore's made it 3-2. You're able to escape with a lead, but how was that last, in your mind, how was that last about 5-10 minutes that second period?
Realistically, I don't think it was too bad. They got us on the power play. That was a really good play by those guys. Exposed a little flaw in our defense, so we'll get that shored up. But then the other one, we just had a failed clearing attempt, and then they had numbers, so just a mistake. Realistically, I thought we played a pretty good period. I think we came out really fast, so we've just got to keep going and win one more period of hockey.
Yeah, and I was just saying too that it probably feels a little bit different. If it's a 3-2 game and it was 2-1, then it was 3-2, it probably feels a little bit different right now for those that are maybe watching instead of actually on the game, because you guys on the bench probably don't feel like things are out of your control right now. I mean, obviously, you still got a 1-goal lead, and things are still in your control.
Yeah, I mean, the biggest thing, the next goal is going to be huge. We've got to come out with a lot of good effort. I thought, through the neutral zone and into the offensive zone, we have some good passing. I think we're still passing up too many shots right now. That was a big focal point. Our first goal on the power play was a pass. It was a pass that deflected and went in. We've just got to keep forcing things to the net. Like I said, you just never know what's going to happen in those situations. We've just got to take the puck better in our defensive zone, get some safe clears. But I think positionally, I think we've played 2 periods of pretty good hockey so far.
Kieran Duffy's made 26 saves now on those 28 chances, and Rushmore's taken a lot of shots from tough angles, and Duffy's done a good job of shutting the door on it, but it's opened up some rebounds, and your guys have done a really good job of eliminating sticks or just eliminating the puck from that spot. Do you see that too? Do you see those tough angle shots, or do you? I guess I'm trying to think here. It's been a long broadcast for me here, but they've been taking those tough angle shots, and Duffy's allowed those rebounds. Is it anything that Duffy can do differently to try and eliminate those rebounds?
Not a whole bunch. That's a smart game plan. The way they run their style and their offense. They send a lot of bodies to the front of the net. Again, like you said, our defense has done a pretty outstanding job clearing the front of the net. Just the positioning of a goalie, there in the RVH up on the post, there's just not a whole lot of room. I mean, your glove is pretty locked. You don't want to move it because then you're exposing a hole. So he's kind of got to stay in that position, and, that's a really good scheme to just come in wide, force them into that. Usually about the bottom of the circle down is when they're going to start having to really hug that post, and that takes away a lot of their mobility. And for a kid like Kieran, who's such an aggressive goaltender, that really keeps him into his net and just a little bit more uncomfortable, a little less able to move. So it's a smart thing that they're doing, and I said our guys were prepared for it. Kieran's done a good job back there, and our defense has done a really good job helping them out.
You got a minute left in the power play to start the third period. How do you obviously it's not a must-score type power play right now, the first minute, but how do you get the job done to score that first goal in that power play?
Well, I think more of the same. We've gotten the puck into the zone. We had a really good rush there with about 40 seconds left in that period, right in the beginning of that power play, and then a miscommunication on the entry. But we had it really set up to have a good odd man rush. Realistically, we're doing a lot of good things right now, and that's where they've scored the last 2 goals, so it may not feel that way. But from sitting on the bench, we're doing so many really good things. We've just got to do more of the same. But if there's anything that we've got to do a little bit better, just be safer with the puck in our zone, and we've got to shoot the puck. Carter shot, beautiful shot, but it wasn't from an outstanding angle. It wasn't like he got right in front of the net. It was from the side circle, right by the dot. So we just got to get in there and take those shots.
What's it going to take to get the win here today?
One more goal in the third period than they do.
All right. Well, easy enough, Coach. I appreciate the time. Good luck in the third period. We'll talk to you after the game.
Thanks, John.
That is head coach Steve Steele of the Oahe Capitals as they lead it to 3-2 at the end of the second period. As again, the Caps are being outshot 28-16 at the end of 2 periods. They were outshot in that period 20-7 by the Rushmore Thunder, but those last 2 goals, a power play goal by Dawson Worth and also Petrado's goal, as Suflo had the pass. It was a fan clearing attempt, and it turned into a goal for the Rushmore Thunder. It was Carter Sanderson scored both goals in the second and third, so make it 2 and 3-0 for the Oahe Capitals, as Howard and Grease. Howard got the assist in the first goal. Grease got the assist on the second goal to make it a 3-0 advantage, but it is now 3-2. As right now both teams are technically 1 for 2 in the power play, but the Caps are still on their second power play, as they'll have 1 minute to go to start the third period on the power play. Again, 3-2 is our score next Friday, and next weekend we'll have plenty of basketball, hockey for you, as the Pierre Governors will play Friday and Saturday, Friday night and Saturday afternoon, as they'll take on Sturgis on Friday. It'll be a 7 o'clock tip-off, and then it'll be a 2 o'clock tip-off on Saturday. And then Saturday night we'll have a Oahe Capitals hockey doubleheader for you, as the Caps will take on the Yankton Gazelles at 5 o'clock, and then the Yankton Bucks at 7 o'clock. That'll be coming up on Capital City Rock and on YouTube at Capital City Rock Sports. We are going to talk with Landon Badger here of the Oahe Capitals as well, now coaching the JV team. And Landon, you played a lot of hockey back in the day for the Oahe Capitals, and let's talk about, because we got plenty of time here. We got 8 minutes before we get to the start of the third period, but some of your favorite memories of playing for the Oahe Capitals and some of the fun times that you had for playing with, not just in varsity-wise, but all the way through from when you were growing up all the way through. What were some of the fun memories you had?
Oh, just the adrenaline of getting to play with all of my buddies every day. I'd say that was one of the biggest things. Being able to show up and just compete and have fun with everyone that I got to get to know. It didn't matter if it was just my teammates. I got to know kids from every single town throughout the state, and that's really what I cherish the most. Other than that, I'd say being able to go out there and do whatever we could do to try and win a game was just a blast. So.
And for those that may not know or don't remember, when did you play varsity hockey from? How many years did you play varsity hockey? When did you graduate?
So I graduated in 2016, played my sophomore through senior season, moved up from Bantams after my freshman year, played for 3 years, and got to play with a lot of talent, which was a lot of fun.
And obviously you played SDSU, played baseball at SDSU,
Yep.
and had a lot of fun there as well. What's been the challenging part, and maybe the fun part too, from going from a player to a coach? Because you've been with the post-state organization for the last couple of years. What's been the challenging part of being a player and then going to be a coach?
I'd say one of the biggest things is going away from hockey for 5 years and playing baseball. You play a slower sport, and it makes a huge adjustment when you get back into the hockey game and how fast the game speed is and everything like that. And it just makes you have to kind of slow the game down again, because right away it's rushed. You watch the game as a coach, and it's pretty rushed right away because you're trying to figure out every single thing that you can do to teach somebody. Well, when you get into a hockey game, there's minimum stuff that you need to do. At that point, it's the kids' job to go out there and do their job. We'll do whatever we can to try and get the best lines out there at the right times and things like that. But throughout the week, that's when we really put in our work and do as much as we can to get everyone ready for the weekend.
And that's going to be interesting too, because back when you played, you had the opportunity to go on the ice and change a game and be a difference maker in a game, or just be a part of the game.
Yep.
Now you're still part of the game as a coach, but you can't go on the ice and do anything for anybody. You got to stand back and just watch it all.
Yeah, that definitely makes a little bit of a difference. I always wish that it was just me that could just go jump out there and do something to help out, but we have such a great group of kids, both JV and varsity. Every single kid is able to do whatever you need them to do. And so we know that, and we know what the right time is to do what we need to do to get ourselves a win. So
Jaden Grease, one of your you guys are both coaching JV.
Yep.
You guys were able to play together 2 years?
Yep, 2 years.
How much fun now is it to be able to coach alongside him? Not just play with them, but now you get a chance to coach with them.
It's awesome. It's a great experience. We got a lot closer being able to get into this together, and it just grew our friendship so much, and we wanted to give back to the community and show any little tricks that we might have had when we were playing the game of hockey. And just one more way to get back out on the ice is just an awesome thing.
Yeah, because a lot of the coaches like to skate. Well, I mean, you have to skate. If you want to coach, you got to be able to skate with the kids, but you get a chance to maybe to dust off the stick a little bit. How much fun has that been to be able to get back? Because, I mean, I'm sure you probably didn't really skate too much in college. Maybe,
No, maybe a couple times throughout the year during Christmas breaks, but that was about all I got. So being able to come back out and go during practice, I give 100% even with 0 pads on, just the helmet and gloves. But I'm giving it all with all those kids, trying to push them as hard as I can and get them into the spot that they're supposed to be in.
And it hasn't been very long since you've been out of the game of hockey, but what have you seen maybe difference of what you were when you're a junior and senior, even sophomore, junior, senior, that what you're seeing now from not just the Hawaii Capitals, but just in the game of hockey in South Dakota?
You know, the game of hockey has really changed. It's getting a lot faster. You're getting a lot more kids out for the game, which I love to see. I want to see more people playing every sport that there is in South Dakota, and they're doing a really good job with hockey, and the speed of play is really, really getting up there. One of the other things that I just love to see is how well all these lines just work together. It doesn't matter which team it is. It's just fun to see how some kids can just go out there and basically float out on the ice.
Now, obviously, you're coaching Post State as well, been the last couple of years, and I know this is your first year coaching high school hockey, but what's been that adjustment from, again, coaching baseball to now trying to coach hockey? Because you have a lot more to do managing a game of baseball than you probably do hockey, other than trying to tell guys, your next line's up.
Yeah, I talked about it. It's a little different when you go to fundamentals of baseball versus fundamentals of hockey and how you're supposed to teach that. You do so much at a younger age with hockey, but when you're in baseball, like if you're in a little funk in hitting, like you go back to the very, very beginning and work from there. Versus when you're in hockey, like you just work so much harder on drills and conditioning and making sure that you're up to speed as much as you can. The little things of quicker shots and things like that, that's one of the biggest focuses we've had recently is quicker shots and working on using the entire length of the ice. It's a little bit different on how to teach it versus when you are in the game of baseball coaching.
So as we are getting closer to the third period, and you got a chance to watch the varsity game like you do all the time, but what needs to be done here in the third period for the Caps to get a win today?
Number one, stay out of the box. That's a killer for any team and most common thing that there is. Other than that, they just got to keep pushing and pushing, being aggressive and forcing pressure on every puck possession that there is. You see them start to get a little flat-footed there at the end. That probably cost them a goal, maybe both of the goals that happened. So one is penalty box, and two is just keep putting on the pressure. So
this wasn't so bad, was it?
No.
You got a little nervous when I told you when I asked you if you to do it, but it wasn't so bad. I'm easy to get along with. I don't ask too hard questions.
It's been great.
I appreciate the time. Thank you. You've helped me out a lot too to try and get through the second period. So I appreciate it. Have fun coaching. I know we'll be talking again at some point off air, but and of course, I guess I'll ask you right now on air for everybody to hear. Are you coaching Post State again?
That is definitely the plan, yes.
Okay, all right.
Yep.
Sounds good.
Yep.
If you weren't, then I was going to feel really bad that I asked that question where everybody can hear you say yes or no.
That is the plan.
I'm glad that you basically said yes.
Yes, definitely.
I appreciate the time, and I was going to say good luck in the third period, but have fun up here watching the third period.
Appreciate it.
And it's Landon Badger, JV coach for the Hawaii Capitals, also the Post State, one of the Post State coaches for Junior Legion as well, as we are getting set here for the third period between the Hawaii Capitals and the Rushmore Thunder. The goal scorers in the second period were Carter Sanderson, who scored both for the Hawaii Capitals, and then it was for the Rushmore Thunder, Dawson Worth and Alex Petrato both scored to make it a 3-2 game here at the end of 2 periods. So as we get set for the third period, again, I want to thank our sponsors. Thank you to Fisher Rouse, Zander Auto Parts, Leisure Pals, Hermanson Endodontics, Weatherall, Sun Masters. Appreciate Jason Burton for running the camera again. Make sure you go check out Sun Masters. He's got a good business going. We were joking with him that I was going to have an interview with him on the air because, one, he's sitting right next to me, but he's like, I'm not so sure about that. But go check out Sun Masters. Go check out all of our sponsors and make sure you give them a call and also just say thanks, because without their support of Hawaii Capitals hockey, we cannot be on the air and be able to do this. And I love being able to do this. I hope everybody loves that I get to do this for you and being able to call hockey games, and we appreciate all the support. And unfortunately, because of technical difficulties, unable to play the commercials here for the day today, but those sponsors are the reason why we're on the air all the time for Hawaii Capitals hockey. We can't say thank you enough to all of our sponsors. Again, Fisher Rounds, Zander Auto Parts, Leisure Palace, Hermanson Endodontics, Weatherall, and Sun Masters. We appreciate all the tremendous support and All Around Graphics. Of course, our scoreboard is brought to you by All Around Graphics as well, as it is for every sport. It is All Around Graphics that sponsors our scoreboard. We appreciate all those that sponsor us here on Capital City Rock and on Capital City Rock Sports on YouTube. Both teams return to the ice. We are set for the third period. I want to say also thanks to Jacob Mayer back at the station, who is manning the forts. Hasn't had a whole lot to do, but we appreciate the work that he has done, especially right before we got things underway, trying to get all the technical difficulties lined out. So as we are starting the third period, it is going to be the Capitals who have it behind their own nets, and with 50 seconds left to go on the power play, Ashton Grease. He'll carry it into the neutral zone, but his pass is missed to Carter Sanderson. And it'll be thrown all the way down, and again, because there is a power play for the Caps, there is no icing. Ashton Grease, he'll turn, and from his own zone, his pass goes over for Dre Burnt, but missing him, and now to be Merchant that brings it in. He is checked off the puck by Grease, but he gets the puck back now with 23 to go on the power play. Petrano with a shot, that's knocked down by the boot of Grease, and the rebound by Worth is stopped by Karen Duffy. And now Dre Burnt with 13 to go on the power play. Burnt carries in the offensive end. He'll turn and get it back for Grease. Not much time left to set things up, and now the Rushmore Thunder. A good stick there from Carter Sanderson. Otherwise, Dawson Worth had a chance for a breakaway. Worth trying to wrap it out in front of the net, but Trotta with a shot, a save made by Duffy. He kicks it over for Carter Sanderson, who flips it up and out of the zone. Knocking down, Jaron Beck was knocking down his man, Tyson Dunbar. And now Sanderson, a backhand pass looking for Beck. Couldn't get it over to him. Was off of a stick. And now flipped up by Petrano, trying to juggle it in the zone. He is onside. Duffy comes out of his net to play it. And he'll be coming out of the zone and all the way back into the Rushmore end, where it'll be Ryan Laughlin that will turn behind his net. Nearly lost it to Sanderson as he is spun around but couldn't control the puck. Laughlin plays it around the far boards, where it'll be Zeke Farley, who had a breakaway in the second period, but it was stopped by Duffy on the glove side. Back in the zone. The Caps trying to keep it in the offensive end, but it is cleared away by the Rushmore Thunder. Now a pass comes to the front of the slot, and one-timer is missed as they try to go to the far post, to the blocker post from the far side. And now the Caps get it out of the zone. Good pass across, rink-wide pass, and Devin Dotson brings it in. Pad save made. The rebound is off the glove of Hobby as he's trying to cover for a whistle, but instead now back the other way come the Rushmore Thunder. And Dietrich is in. That pass, here's another opportunity. Here's a tough angle shot, goes off the stick of Duffy, and then it'll be cleared away by Dotson back out of the zone. Again, the angle shots from Rushmore have been very severe. That one's off of a couple of sticks, goes out of play near the Capitals bench. 4:28 to go here in the third period. 29-18 in shots in favor of the Hawaii Capitals, the Rushmore Thunder, but the Caps have a 3-2 lead. Caps are looking to win for just the second time in their last 7 games, in the last 7 years here at the Thunderdome. Their only other win was a 5-4 overtime thriller on a Friday night a couple of years ago back in 2020. That was the 2020 season that ended because of COVID after 2 games of the state tournament. Corbin Beestrom all the way down. It didn't go far enough for an icing. And Beestrom with a nice move to the far side boards, and his pass goes out for Ashton Grease. He's going 1-on-2 right now. He'll kick it into the zone. He'll throw it towards the net off the blocker of Hobby, but the rebound skipped all the way into the far side corner. Now Dre Burnt from his own blue line. Throws it off the boards, and Dawson Worth picks it off. Worth will dump it in. They're able to tag back up with Rushmore. Now Jaron Beck, his pass just missing Grease. And Dunbar throws it back and goes caught by the glove of Kieran Duffy. And then flipped out of the zone. 3-on-2 for the Capitals. Carter Sanderson in. Long shot and a save made off the sticks of Hobby. It goes off the referee. Sanderson backhands it, keeps it in the zone. Andre Carbonell up the boards for Dre Burtz. John Lyons steps on the ice, but just a little bit too far on the pass from Burtz as he went across ice. Now Lyons intercepts it. Lyons gets to the front of the net. His shot is blocked out. Pass comes out of the zone, missing everybody, but John Lyons, a pass, misses Keenan Howard, who is back on the ice after serving his 2 and a 10. 12:55 to go here in the third period. And Keenan and Kieran Duffy will stop the dump-in attempts for Keenan Howard. And now up ahead for Ashton Grease. He's going to try and get speed. Grease trying to throw to the net. And a good stick from Merchant. And then he is tripped up by Ashton Grease. I don't know if Grease's stick actually got the skates of Merchant. I think he might have just blew a tire into the boards, but Grease is called for a trip. And so with 12:38 to go here in the third period, it is now the third Hermanson Endodontics penalty kill, and the Hawaii Capitals are going to try and kill off another one. They are 1 for 2 so far in the penalty kill. Face-off is won by Keller Herman. On the backhand, cleared by Keenan Howard. It'll be played around behind the nets. And here is the Rushmore Thunder. That pass goes up, and it will be in. Dawson Worth is in for the Rushmore Thunder. Caps have got to get set up defensively here as the Rushmore Thunder gets set up on the power play. That skips over a stick. Keller Herman in the corner. Up the boards, but not out of the zone as Caleb Merchant holds it in. Pass across. Worth walks in the face-off circle. A shot, a rebound is loose, and Duffy Snow Angels is still loose, and it's not pushed in, and then the Caps are going to pick up another penalty as Jaden Floor gets called for it. He's going to try and get to the puck first. Cannot Dawson Worth, and now the Caps are trying to find a way to get possession of the puck. But there's a hobby will go off for the extra attacker. That pass comes back to the point, and Zeke Farley. And now Zeke Farley with Barrett Schweitzer all over him. And that'll be touched by Keenan Howard. And interference is called on Jaden Floor with 57 seconds left to go on the penalty kill. It's now a 5-on-3. And the Rushmore coaching staff was trying to tell the team to give the Caps the puck so they can get as much time on a 5-on-3 as possible. But there will be 57 seconds left on a 5-on-3, and then whether they score or not, it'll go to a 5-on-4 power play. And this is a big couple of minutes here with a 3-2 game with 11:35 to go. Here in the third period, the Rushmore Thunder are in prime position to tie this hockey game up. Shots are 31-20 in favor of the Rushmore Thunder. But 3-2 is their score. With 11:35 to play here in the third period. 57 seconds are on for a 5-on-3 penalty kill. Hermanson Endodontics penalty kill. And if they don't score, it'll still be 5-on-4 for a minute and 3 seconds. The Caps win the faceoff, and that goes off the netting by Howard. And it will be another faceoff here that will be again to the left of Kieran Duffy, who has stopped 29 shots on 31 attempts. Rushmore took their timeout. They feel like this is the opportunity to tie this game up. 5-on-3. Right now there's a 3-2 score. Pass goes all the way through the slot, but it's played back here by the Rushmore Thunder. Dawson Worth throws it behind the goal line. That pass comes in front, and Howard was able to stick it away, but it doesn't go out of the zone. Merchant the blue line. He'll walk it down the near side boards. To the goal line, he'll look to maybe get a cycle going with 25 to go still on the 5-on-3. Petrato goes back for Worth again. That was for Merchant. Now Petrato goes over for Worth. His shot was blocked down. The rebound is in front, and Duffy makes the save, and he'll get the whistle with 10:52 to go here in the third period and 15 seconds left to go on the 5-on-3. Face-off, Alex Dietrich will take it, and he wins it. And now Merchant from the point, throws it over for Worth. Fans on the pass, now it goes over for Merchant again. Throws it to the far side, walks it in, trying to backdoor feed, and that one missed. Merchant another time for the near side boards. Pass comes to the slot, now Ashton Grease is out of the box, so it's 5-on-4. Grease joins, and he'll be part of the penalty killing unit right now for the Capitals. Here's a cross. Dawson Worth in front. Comes in front again. And that one's cleared by the Caps. Not out of the zone. And nearly came out. And finally will be. And Ashton Grease got a breakaway. Short-handed. Grease is in. He goes trying to go to the back of the forehand, and a good stick there by Hobby. And Grease never got it over to the backhand to try and put it in the back of the net. He had that wide open side of the cage if he could have got to the backhand. So now back the other way, Dawson Worth, as he's in the near side corner. Had the pocket picked by Ashton Grease, and he is checked hard. And there's a penalty called on the Rushmore Thunder, and that will end the power play. And with 23 seconds left to go, it'll be 4-on-4. And it'll be a roughing call against Rushmore. And that'll be against Holick, his second penalty. 9:57 to go. And the Caps here in 23 seconds will have their third power play opportunity. They're 1 for 2 on the power play. Faceoff is won by Greasy, trying to push it forward over to get in front of the net. A little bit more open space as Jaron Beck throws it over for Grease. It came in front. Then Corbin Beestrom, now 2-on-1 Rushmore Thunder. Zeke Farley is in. Farley throws it to the net, and a save is made by Duffy. And a good play there by Duffy because he had the opportunity to pass the puck, but he chose to shoot it at Farley. And Duffy was square away to make the save with 9:39 to go here in the third period. And 5 seconds left to go in the 4-on-4. Face-off is won by Rushmore. There's a shot that's blocked down by Dre Burton. Good shot block there, and the backhand chance misses, and now the Capitals have a power play. And too many men are called on the Hawaii Capitals. And Carter Sanderson, I believe, is going to be the one that's going to go to the penalty box. So the penalty expired. They came out of the box, and I guess Sanderson stepped out on the ice too early. And too many men is called on the bench minor. So it's going to be 4-on-4 again with 9:24 to go. And there won't be a whole lot of time for Rushmore to have another power play opportunity, but it will be their fifth when they get that opportunity here in the next minute 16. So more free, more open space here on 4-on-4. Dre Burnt runs into his man in Merchant. Pass comes out. Beck with a shot. That's blocked up. And then Beck's got to be careful he doesn't take an interference penalty as Dawson Worth was coming for it. And now Ashton Grease will dump it in. Hobby plays it back behind the net. Caps make a change. 50 seconds to go on 4-on-4. Pass goes all the way through. There's a shot and a save is made. There's a rebound that's in front. It was blocked by Dre Burton another time. 35 seconds to go. Here is Merchant. Good move around Grease. Merchant from the face-off circle. A shot and a save is made. We get a whistle with 8:27 to go here in the third period. 30 seconds are left on the 4-on-4. Then it'll be 27 seconds of a power play. 36-20 in shots. Rushmore have that power play for 27 seconds. There's a clearing attempt that gets knocked down by Laughlin. There's a shot and it's blocked up by the Caps. That one came from Alex Dietrich. Laughlin again holds his zone. And now it'll be cleared by the Capitals. Andre Carbonneau, 2-on-2, 2-on-3 into the zone. Carbonneau, his shot off the blocker, and it goes to the near side, far side corner. 3-2 into the zone, 3-on-2 for the Rushmore Thunder. And a good play from Jaden Floor, as now Holick will join the power play with 20 seconds to go on the power play here for Rushmore. Their fifth opportunity in the ball game, or in the hockey game. As Jaden Floor picks the pocket. Now Ashton Grease goes up for Jaron Beck. And Beck from the blue line throws it in. That one's high, and it was blocked down by Hobby. And now stepping up, Floor at the blue line. Instead it will come out, and now Carter Sanderson will come out of the penalty box. He'll join the play. There's a shot and save made by Duffy, trying to stick it away on the rebound chance that came up. Ashton Grease couldn't poke it along away from Merchant to get a possible breakaway. And now Jaden Floor up the boards. It'll be all the way down. And an angle that will eliminate icing as it was played here from Lane Jensen. 7:05 to go in the third period. Caps clinging to that one-goal lead. Sanderson throws it. It'll go wide of the net. It was delayed offside, but it was off the pad of Hobby. And then a hand pass is called against the Rushmore Thunder. 6:51 to go here in the third period. Ashton Grease, Dawson Worth will take the face off right in front of us, right below us here from the Crow's Nest. Flipped up but not out of the zone. Pass goes over, Grease in the slot, winds up for a slap shot and got blocked down. He also lost his balance. And now back the other way comes Petrato. And Petrato trying to swing wide. His shot goes all the way through the blue paint. It was another tough angle. Now Ashton Grease, his pass over, goes off of a stick, and now Carter Sanderson has it. Sanderson with a shot, goes off of a stick, goes high over the net. Grease comes it back to the slot, but it was sticked away by Hobby. Now Sanderson intercepts a pass. Sanderson in front. There's a shot, and a save is made, and then Grease is checked into the goalie and Hobby, and it will knock the net off its moorings, so we get a whistle with 6:15 to go here in the third period. 37-23 in shots. Still a one-goal lead here for the Oahe Capitals, who led 3-0, but it is 3-2, and everybody's making a change. And the puck's or the face-off's actually going to come out of the zone into the neutral zone. And on the puck drop, it's won by the Rushmore Thunder. Dre Burnt from his own blue line comes out of the zone. Rushmore's got to tag back up. Corbin Beestrom can take his time from behind the net. And now Beestrom, a pass goes up for John Lyons. Lyons carries it in. He trying to maneuver around. His pass goes back out of the slot. Burnt throws it on net, and a glove save made by Hobby. Burton didn't get all of it on it, but he had Hobby moving from left to right. And he made a glove save to get a whistle with 5:47 to go here in the third period. Still a 3-2 lead for the Caps. And from behind the net, it is Laughlin here for the Rushmore Thunder. Pass goes over off the stick of Suflo, and now Dawson Worth in. Worth's got one so far. His shot save is made by Duffy and no rebound. 5:33 to go here in the third period. Face-off will be to the left of Kieran Duffy. 5:33 left here in the third. Dre Burnt. Face-off is underneath a couple of feet, and it'll be now off the stick of Lyons and Burnt, but not out of the zone. Held in by Rushmore. Behind the net is Beestrom. Goes off the boards on the far side. Lyons on the backhand, can't get it out of the zone. Now the Rushmore Thunder swing it inside. The shot save is made by Duffy. Petrato had that opportunity. Now Petrato on the backhand feeds it through the blue paint. And then Suflo. He is tangled up. There's four players battling for it in the near side corner. Pass comes in front, but Dre Burnt's the only one there, and he'll escape the zone. Burnt tried to chip and chase it, but it was off the stick and then cleared away by Lance Petrick. Knocked down by a stick. Dawson Worth, he carried it in offside, but it was taken by Jaden Floor. And now back in the neutral zone, Petrato, he is dumped down by Jaden Floor. Jaron Beck took some of that. Now Keenan Howard blows a tire behind his own net. Comes in front. There's a chance they score on a one-timer. Holick has tied the game up 3-3 with 4:28 to go. And just a bad break again for the Oahe Capitals. Holick has got his 9th of the season. And we're back to square one. Caps had a 3-0 lead, but now it's 3-3. Howard blew a tire back behind the nets. Holick was in front in a one-time opportunity, and he beat Duffy to the blocker side just underneath the crossbar. And we are tied 3-3 with now 4:20 to go in the third period. Here is Keenan Howard. Off the stick of Sanderson. Petrato and Merchant get the assist. And the puck goes out of play in front of the Rushmore bench. So now to be face-off in the neutral zone with 4:07 to go here in the third period. So the Caps, who once led 3-0, it is now 3-3. And it's in the zone here for the Rushmore Thunder. Up, held in by Floor. His shot gets knocked down by a stick. And then cleared away. Zeke Farley is in. Farley trying to get a pass over. Howard did a good job of blocking that pass down. And now Hollick up, across. And Zeke Farley, he is pinned away by Jaden Floor. At the blue line, it will be held in by Hollick another time. Now Jaden Floor will turn. His pass, that is intercepted, but it comes out of the zone. Dietrich has to wait for Farley to come, or for Hollick to come out. And now Duffy will tee it up behind his own net. Howard a pass. That one misses. And then Sanderson blocked down a pass attempt, and now here's Ashton Grease in the zone. Grease waits, throws it over, back with a shot, goes off the side of the net. 3:10 to go now here. So that's Devin Dodson that's on the ice with the Caps. That top line as the second line starts to make a change. 3:04 to go as Dawson Worth carries it across. Dre Burnt with a good stick. It'll be played back out. Devin Dodson now. And Dodson, he will swing in the zone, and offside is called against the Caps. Dodson just a little bit, or Lions a little bit too quick into the zone before Dodson brought it across. 2:50 left to go in the third period. 40-24 in shots. Andre Carbonneau will win the faceoff from Dawson Worth. Now Beestrom will turn on a backhand pass over for Dre Burnt. Pokes it into the zone. And it was flipped high over Burnt to get it out, and then a bouncing puck goes over the stick of Carbonneau. And now just barely in, onside. There's a shot, they score. Caleb Merchant gives the Rushmore Thunder their first lead. They've scored 4 in a row with 2:28 to go here in the third period. The Rushmore Thunder have battled back from a 3-0 deficit and now lead at 4-3 with 2:28 left. And we're going to see a heavy dose of that top line, I would think, here in the last 2:28 to try and tie this up. Merchant's got his second of the year. Worth and Jensen get the assists. So it is 4-3. The Rushmore Thunder now lead with 2:20 to go in the third period. Sanderson a pass in for Grease. Grease trying to get a chance for a shot away. His pass comes in front. Sanderson goes off the high stick. It's played by Hollick, and now Corbin Beestrom. Beestrom fans on a pass attempt. Now throws it over for Sanderson. Sanderson a shot, and that's off the blocker and sticked away by Hobby. Now Beck tried to sidestep a check. Beck still has it with 1:57 to go. That one thrown to the net goes just wide. Now Grease trying to get him back in front, and a save is made by Hobby. And then there's a penalty that's got to be coming up on Rushmore. That's got to be a penalty, and it will be, and the Caps will have a power play with 1:53 to go. As Zeke Farley will pick up the penalty. That's not, I mean, that's a smart play by Ashton Grease. And Zeke Farley came over and threw Grease into the goalpost. And the Caps should have a power play here with 1:53 left to go. So the Caps here, 5-on-4. Unless they give them they're going to talk with the Caps and Thunder player. Farley is going to be actually out of the game. He got a 5-minute major. Farley gets a major penalty. So that means the Caps can score as many as they want here. So with 1:53, the Caps are going to leave Duffy in net right now, but this is a huge opportunity. If the Caps score, then they can start overtime. I mean, at this point, you're probably thinking overtime's got to be that that's going to be that opportunity for you. Because all you're thinking right now is getting the tying goal and finding a minute 53 to do it. But the Caps have a 5-on-4, 5-minute major penalty to work with here. Dre Burnt walks the line, but it will be turned over, thrown all the way down. Duffy stays in net for now. Burnt back from behind his own net. 100 seconds left to go in regulation. We'll see how long Duffy stays in net. Ashton Grease picks up speed. He carries it in, but he blows a tire. And now it will be Merchant that will throw it back down with 1:27 to go. And Burnt picks it up. Here is now Burnt for Grease as they set it up. Here's Howard. Howard to the faceoff circle. Backhand pass gets knocked down. And it'll be thrown down another time. I would think that Duffy's going to leave the crease here momentarily. Duffy passes it over for Howard. 1 minute to play here in the third period. Howard with a spin move around. It's 5-on-3 in the zone. Howard throws it on net. That one's over the top, and now Carter Sanderson. Hollick. Jaron Beck. There goes Duffy on for the extra attacker. Beck couldn't get the shot away. Comes back to the point. Burnt tried to throw it with 40 seconds to go. Here's an opportunity for the Rushmore Thunder. They throw it down, and again, because there's no icing, here's an opportunity, an empty net. They miss, but then Carbonneau ends up taking the net off his moorings, and then they ran about 3 seconds off the clock after the play should have stopped. And so the Hawaii Capitals will take a timeout, but they've got to put more time back on the clock. The Hawaii Capitals should have about 29 seconds. They should put 29 seconds on the clock because it did not stop after the net came off its moorings. And maybe, 1.7 might be a difference in this game, but the Caps take their timeout. And this is with 27.3 left right now. The Caps are looking to try and find the tying goal. And unfortunately for the Caps, they're in this spot after leading 3-0. Rushmore, with 8:16 to go in the second period, made it 3-1. Dawson Worth in the power play. And then Petrano made it 3-2 with 1:56 to go in the second period. And then a tying goal by Holick with 4:28 left. And then 2 minutes later with 2:28 left, Caleb Merchant made it 4-3. And that is where we sit. Duffy's going to go back in net because the faceoff will be inside the Capitals' end. Ashton Grease and Dawson Worth will take the face-off. It's won by the Rushmore Thunder. They'll play it down, and now it's going to be Dre Burnt. Kieran Duffy will escape off for the extra attacker. Burnt lost the puck. Thrown down, it's gone empty nets. It's in. Shorthanded goal is scored with 13.3 to go, and the Rushmore Thunder will remain undefeated. And the empty net goal was scored by Dawson Worth, his second of the game. And the Caps are going to fall here. With only 13 seconds left, they have to try and score 2 goals. But Dawson Worth gets the goal to make it 5-3. And the Caps, unfortunately, unable to pick up the win here this afternoon after leading 3-0. This one's going to be a stinger. Going to be one that going to hurt till next Saturday when the Caps take on the Yankton Bucks. As it'll be, time will expire, and that will end things here. And the Hawaii Capitals, who led 3-0, will fall 5-3 here this evening to the Rushmore Thunder. Let's say thanks to Jason Burnt, who ran the camera here for us this evening. Also thanks to Jacob Mayer back at the station. As I'll tell him right now. Thank you, Jason. And also, I'll tell Jacob right now at the station, you want to go ahead and get that log loaded up and ready to go here as the Hawaii Caps fall here 5-3 this evening to the Rushmore Thunder. We'll forego the post-game show with all the technical difficulties that we had here today. We will be back on the air next Saturday as the Caps will take on the Yankton Gazelles. The Lady Caps will take on the Yankton Gazelles, and it'll be the Yankton Bucks. And after that, 5 and 7, we'll have a doubleheader, a straight doubleheader for you. The Hawaii Caps will take on Yankton in both girls and boys varsity coming up next Saturday. Caps fall here today 5-3. Thanks to Jason Burton on the camera. Thanks to Jacob Mayer back at the station. You've been listening to Hawaii Capitals Hockey, and one more final time, the Caps fall 5-3 to the Rushmore Thunder as we say so long